Showtime!
We're live.
Okay.
Oh.
Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 for a public holiday edition live stream. And today we have Tevya Smolkas and Nightwolf with us. We might end up having an additional.
Yep, I'm
we'll
here.
see if they'll be able to make it or not. If not, we're going to enjoy the stream as is. And we don't know if anyone's joined us yet to view us, but when they turn up, they turn up. Thought about having a public holiday.
I'll be here in the
Thought
live.
about having a public holiday live stream because here in Victoria, Australia, we've got a funny thing called Melbourne Cup Day. Where idiots go to the race course to bet on the horses. Yeah, well,
they're all pandemic.
And they're all gonna lose.
That's funny.
That's the thing. They're all gonna lose.
Someone's
gonna lose money. Someone's gonna gain money and think they've won money, and then they're gonna lose that money too. So,
yeah, all for nothing.
They're paying to lose money.
Ed is here.
Either way. Hey,
yeah, I'll see you in the holidays.
So yeah.
Hey, good to see you, Ed Brewer.
Good to see you, Brewer.
Yes, we have some crazy holidays here.
Yeah.
What was it? One holiday that recently passed us was Queen's birthday weekend.
And for Halloween.
Yeah, that too, but that's not really an Australian public holiday. That's more so seen as an American celebrated holiday.
Yep.
For many of us in Australia, it's just something that we've sort of adopted and made into our own version. But
as is the case with several holidays that are in other countries, where they just kind of adopt them.
Yep. Like I know Krampus actually is a European thing.
Well, at least it's not Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Ooh, shot fired. Yeah. Anyways. So, where should we start? Should we talk about the DC Future State stuff?
Yeah, we can talk about DC Future State. We can talk about practically anything today.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as it's not racehorses.
or politics, because if people don't know what's going on, basically in the U.S., we're actually going on right now with Trump and Biden. And yeah, do I say about the debate? It's one of my favorite and election his people thoughts.
We come here to
Trump to go away.
We came here to talk about comics, not politics.
Yeah, not politics. But that had
comics, anime, and all that fun stuff. Politics is never fun.
What's peaceful and our support?
That's cool.
I'll probably look at that later. Okay, where the hell is that Future State stuff?
I did get to see your last video addressing something in the Future State, Tevya. Did you want to share a little bit on that?
Yeah.
What you're looking for?
Yeah, found it.
Okay.
Yeah. I did a video I remember about. Apparently, I think in Future State we're going to have a new Flash, but it's not Wally West, not Barry. No. These are a Gender Swap Flash, then Just Quick. Who's Just Quick? Oh, okay. This is a little backstory. Basically, Just Quick is the adult version of Kid Quick, the Kid Fight analog of Earth 11, who will appear alongside the rest of the world Teen Titans star Team Justice in his upcoming DC very motivating 40 one-shots. Yeah, the other streaming article. Here's the team in a nutshell. We have basically, let's see, we have Aquagirl, Jackie Hyde, Supergirl Laura Kent, Ken. Okay, the analog to my boy John and Superboy, and we have Tyler Kane. Okay, the analog Damon Wayne. Yeah, hit Aqua Girl. I can see right here. Kid Quake, Kid Flash. Clarion, who basically an analog Clarion Witch Boy, but for female. Donald Troy, a jealous version of Donald Troy. I know, just go with it. And finally, we have basically Robin, okay, the analog to Damon Wayne, but basically a Kane basically. Basically, the daughter basically of this version Batman. Well, Batwoman says. And finally, most of all, the grand finale at the end of the entire team is Supergirl, aka the John Cena Superboy.
You can see it's using some of John Kent's.
Yeah. Right.
Even though I already commented on that video that you did, I'm glad it's in like a multiverse, and it sounds like it's in the same multiverse to which there was that female Batman.
Earth 11.
Yeah. So, as long as it's in that multiverse,
Earth 11 is gender swapped entirely.
It.
I just looked it up. It's
all you care from Earth 11.
No, neither do
I. On Earth 11 with people mutated on main characters and few trying here from called the multiverse. Apparently, it's an 8-page story. This story also started debut a brand new Future State Flash with Jet Chambers, who's going to kick with the gender fluid, non-binary, will become the flat and okay Future State Jet series. Yeah, we don't know. Gone. Future State is this alternate timeline, but it gets taken after Death Metal. I don't get why. It's weird to me. Apparently, this new version of the Flash will premiere, but again in Justice League in Future State. But she also will appear at the end of this version first in December. Well, that's what I'm saying. So we have basically Future State that's happening in January next year, and then we have my boy John Cena, gender swap version of my boy John Cena Super and Damon Wayne. Basically, it's on their own story in December with an 8-page story.
Well, it's in the Mary Multiverse one shot, and I think that it's good that it's in a one shot. And it's nice to see that they'll be exploring more of the DC multiverse because there's so much potential just within the multiverse itself that you can actually build characters to meet anyone that likes any particular thing. Even in Multiversity, if anyone read through whether the trade or the comic run or
the hardcover,
yeah. All right, in Multiversity, if I remember, Grant Morrison worked on it, and in one of the stories in it, we did see the character of Damian Wayne. All right.
Oh yeah, we did see a Multiverse of Damian Wayne, but Damian Gay when you said with Superboy and John.
This Damian Wayne sort of came off as a bit of a bisexual type character.
Yeah, that part did happen. And if I'm not the Superman in that universe was basically John Kent, but not all John Kent. Different John Kent before he even existed.
Yeah. But either way, it was done, but it wasn't done over the top.
Yeah, one over top, like having the Iceman with Ben is the Iceman.
Yeah. Hey, good to see you, Dragon Man.
Oh, Dragon.
And
I didn't read it. It good.
Hello.
Brings up, I didn't read Free Jokers. Is it good?
I read it.
I've read the first
two. Oh, sorry, you go first.
Oh, sorry. I've read the first 2 issues of it. I've not read the 3rd. But I am getting ready to read through the 3rd in due time. Whilst
I won't spoil it for you. But to say, I was so disappointed because all that build up of Free Jokers and we get nothing. again, I won't spoil for you because I don't want to spoil anything, but to say, oh, it was so disappointing because I was looking forward to this book, and we get no answer. Wait, what? All this build up again and everything, I get nothing. What the hell? What was I doing? It was all for nothing. God. Yeah. I'm gonna Super Pun.
Oh
yeah,
Michael
Super Pun
Brent.
game.
Hey, good to see you, Michael Brent.
Oh, Michael.
Been a while.
Why?
Oh, Nightwolf, what's the
Why?
man to do?
Why
I'm glad that
want to see
Superboy
Superboy Prime back
has
again? I'm not.
Well,
He grew up.
he's returned in death metal.
I've heard the horror stories about that character.
I'm looking forward for more Injustice Zero.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the Injustice universe, it's basically considered Elseworlds. So
Yeah. Well, Nightwolf, you must
Tom
say Super
Taylor
Prime has
has-
returned.
yeah, Tom Taylor has been
I
giving
know.
us a really good deceased run, though. Even though it is Elseworlds, you can definitely see he has captured the character of both Damian Wayne and John Samuel Kent that the readers enjoy. And I'd like to see him also probably work alongside with Tomasi, Gleason, Jorge Jimenez, on
I'm trying to
Super
screen share
Sons.
Super Prime.
Yeah, on Super Sons.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll
I
go
think
for
that'd
that.
be really good. Even though he has done his own version of Damian Wayne in the Injustice universe, like taking into account that it is an Elseworlds Damian Wayne, but still an interesting approach as to how you take Damian Wayne on.
Yeah, way better than the main universe. I mean, you're like, fuck the back. What the fuck is the Demon and John? They destroyed them. Like, I'm glad I fucked up with T9's crap. And John's been going with Regent. Speaking of Regent, I do want to get a Regent set, but I'm trying to screen share Super Prime. Can you? I don't know how we.
Okay. Yep, here we go.
Yeah. Super Prime had to turn me in death metal, and this had so many questions because women's straight. So Super Prime, which he escaped several in Shazam, which that's still making sense to me. He made a deal with the Darkest Knight, but then one of them was telling him to stop and team up with the Heroes, and now he's got fighting the Darkest Knight with the rest of the Heroes. This guy going two ways. Off today, Super Prime basically dies and he becomes basically a redeemed hero. Option B, he destroys the Darkest Knight, goes bye-bye, and then he gets taken over. Option C, he redeemed himself and becomes a hero again, and this will probably be the final nail in the coffin for Super Prime. He'll probably go away. Like I said, for we don't know what time, we Super Prime in Death Metal issue 5, but I'm very sure to find out what's going to happen to him. And then, you know, maybe if you become a hero again, maybe after you stop being after you'll be a jerk. It's possible. But Neville, what do you think? Hey, Wolf?
I don't like Superboy Prime. from what I've heard from the events that he's involved in, I'm all like, probably when they originally introduced the character back, what was it, Crisis on Infinite Earths? That's fine, yeah. But then they completely... Yeah, that was the first time he appeared. Or, well, not the first time he appeared, but it's where most of his issues... his issues should have ended there, along with Earth 1 Superman's. But then they were brought back, and ever since then, he's been a spiraling... downhill level of I'm an asshole and I'm supposed to be the voice of the readers and please no. I don't want that. I think that I don't remember I never got a chance to read like the Sinestro Corps books, so I know he was in that series. Yep. So I don't know if he was better in that.
I think he was still a jerk. But he's still
it's fine. He's an evil Superman. That's fine. But don't make him a mouthpiece for all the fans that are sick of your crap, DC Comics.
Actually,
please don't do that.
That is something I would totally agree with.
If you just want him to be the bad guy, that's fine. Just don't make him sound like a whiny little shit. He's not intimidating if he's complaining.
Dragon Majesty mentions they like the return of Superboy Prime 2.
Superboy bad winning. You're not wrong there.
Yes.
Let's play Countdown.
Yeah.
Countdown to Final Crisis. Wait, what the fuck was that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was also a product of bad writing and bad planning.
Well, I wouldn't mind reading more around the character of Superboy Prime. Comics, trades, however, it's bloody up.
It depends on what they do with him.
I think he also made an appearance in Sideways.
No, he didn't. Wait, did he? I don't remember. Again, Sideways, I know he appeared. I know he appeared in Shazam. Yeah, he played Shazam in the Jeff Johns Shazam series.
Yeah, in Shazam. Yeah, but there was a Superboy that appeared in Sideways.
I think a new 52 Superman will appear in Sideways. Hang on, I'm gonna try to screen share this.
And it was through Dan Didio, and I think the way the story ended, or like when it was done in conclusion, it was nice, but I'd still like to see more issues of.
Found it.
Yeah. Now I did like this character of Derek James, to which they used in it.
Yeah. This is a new 52 Superman. New 52 Superman returned Sideways, which that confused the hell out of me because 1, how is he alive? What the myself he died in Final Superman? 2, what the remember? If Memory Superman wasn't done, New 52 Superman shouldn't exist because he was all Superman and then he became one Superman and one of those rings. That doesn't make any sense to me. And like what?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Superman from New 52 did die, but I'm wondering if Dan Didio did this to maybe give us the Superman that we've got now that Bendis has.
Honestly, as much as that would pay me to see that happen on Nintendo, I would take that excuse for Bendis Superman over the thing that
if you look at some of the things that's happening in Bendis Superman, and it's fool's gold all the way.
It is. Not to read the superhero stuff.
Yep.
Which
I refuse to read Bendis's work at this point.
That is totally
I've sworn off him. I'd like to keep my sanity.
Yeah, but try to read the superhero stuff.
He writes the same character.
Well, if you look at what's also happened, I think it's in the Action Comics, right?
Action Comics, yeah, the recent issue.
Especially in the recent last, or what is presently the last arc for it.
Yeah, the original Mafia stuff.
And in the House of Kent, we've got a Superman that doesn't recognize Connor Kent.
Which is confusing.
Not only that, not even Kellic seems to recognize this.
Well, John Kent knows about then John Kent didn't exist when Connor Kent even came back. But Connor Kent's return still makes no sense to me. You can highlight this about the New 52 if he didn't exist in New 52. I mean, New 52, my brain is trying to quantify this.
And this is where Bendis sort of fails in sort of like bringing up some things in regards to his continuity.
Continuity, yeah.
Yeah, continuity.
We're telling you, Superman, Homelander, Sunday, Hyperion Supreme, so Mega Prime, good guy. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I
really hate the New 52 Superman.
Garbage. Yeah, I'm with you there, 100%. New 52 Superman was a mess. Like, they didn't know what they would do with that character.
I really liked what they were doing with Rebirth. Now, if they could bring something back like Rebirth, but just stay the fucking course.
And retcon being Bendis to have existence.
Yeah, without it going up Crap Creek.
And not making any sense anymore.
Can we snap that out of existence? Could that be okay?
Like, they had some good things. Such as...
Titans.
Yeah, there was the button.
Super Sons. Superman.
Super Sons. Best thing ever. If anything, that brought me back to loving comics all over again.
Yeah, like and the Superman book itself. Both the Superman books and Action Comics they were doing really, really well, and they were on the right track. They were really catching the essence of Superman. And you said, it's like, you know what? We can't have Superman be successful. Remember, this is the house Batman built, so let's ruin
Batman be successful
instead.
You know, Tom King Batman would garbage. That's not true. Let me back it up. Tom King Batman, when it first started, was good.
It wasn't.
After issue 50, it went to shit.
Yeah, definitely when Tom King started with Batman, he was good. I actually liked the way he was writing Batman because Scott Snyder's approach to Batman is one, giant robot whenever physically possible, and make Batman
I
a god.
will bring up some interesting stories that I did enjoy in the Tom King run.
Yeah.
Even though it hasn't sort of like led me to picking up the rest of his run in trade.
Yeah.
I like the Rules of Engagement arc.
That was fun.
That was probably one of my favorite arcs that he actually did. I heard that people enjoyed the one involving the Riddler and the Joker.
Yeah, that's I forget the name.
And that was one of the ones a bit
War Joker Widows. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And I heard that was really good, and it also gave a character of not so much notoriety, some more notoriety.
Catman! Hell yeah!
Yep.
It's actually funny because that catfish actually became Catfish in the Harley Quinn show. It's hilarious.
Hey, he could have used Kite Man to save the bloody day.
I don't know for that. Which I think he did in War Joker Widows.
Then there was I Am Bane. I didn't mind the I Am Bane one.
I Am Bane was okay.
I liked in that how he did the mirroring of Bruce's childhood, Bane's childhood.
Yeah.
Bruce's, sort of like showing it in captions of time. And then, it got very nasty and heavy in that arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got dark.
I think
something happened to the Bat family in that arc.
I think that I only had a chance to really read. I think I only got to read some of King's Batman when they did that crossover with the Flash called The Button.
Yeah,
and I liked what I was reading there. I especially liked it when Batman was fighting Thawne, and Thawne was kicking his ass. I'm like, finally, somebody actually understands that Batman can't fight everybody.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he can only hope to survive a fight with a speedster.
Well,
Johnny Williams fighting amazing.
I liked it.
And one thing else as well, in regards to say maybe the Tinian run, I think it's nice to see Batman lose so he can remember how to win again.
Yeah.
That actually needs to be brought back in again. Because you do need to see Batman show that there are some opponents out there that are able to exploit some of his vulnerabilities.
Yeah. The problem with talking to Batman before, after the wedding went to shit, and then they wouldn't fight from Batman, which was garbage. What the fuck are we doing? Like, listen, so Batman survived fight when you went the reverse Flash, but that didn't make any sense because you got put at the Dr. Manhattan. The same with Mr. Oz. Oh my god, you're something. Did Bennett and Tony like cover the same idea? Because Bennett did it with Mr. Joel crap when he brought him back, even though we saw he died in the end of the artifact. Not died, Dr. Man took him away at the end of the artifact. But then he came back and Bennett stuff. And Tom King fought with Batman. That's it.
Tom King also ruined.
Hold on, he wants to say something now.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it's my fault. I jumped in probably when I should have shut up.
No, that's okay, man.
No, I was just pointing out that I didn't read the book, but I had heard really bad stories of The Gift and what they did to Booster.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't we give Booster some proper respect, please? I like Booster. He's one of my favorites.
Respect and Batman Beyond.
Actually, I want to give a bit of a thanks to Dan Jurgens as well, because I asked him if there was like any omnibus or whatever available so I can learn more about his character. And sure enough, on Twitter, he directed me to one that was coming out. I let my LCS know about it. Well, we've got another guest. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Good to see you, Eglinton. Well,
hey, how you going, guys? How's it going, Tevya? What's up, Tevya? Wow, that's long time no see.
Long time no see.
And I thought that, well, this guy right here has been avoiding me. I don't know what I did to offend you, Nightwolf. Yeah.
Everything.
We used to be buddies, man. What's going on?
Just your presence alone is enough. I'm kidding. I love you all.
So
I'm just occupied with my own head space more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very self-centered also.
That's true.
I get it. Well, Tev, you're wrapped up in a blanket. Where are you that you're all cold and everything, man?
I'm currently upstairs. It's been like 41 degrees here in North Carolina.
I used to live in North Carolina. I'm so glad I don't. I'm 41 degrees, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here worried. Oh my gosh, it's going to get down to 50 tonight. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? Oh, come on.
It's
That's
Floridian.
So what is that?
Floridian snow. It's going to rain and it's going to be 50 degrees. It's like snow in the tropics. So
40 degrees.
Yeah. Okay. So I was told that I barge in and I take over too much. I'm sorry, Dale. Your show, you go for it.
Oh, and good job with your top 10 too that you did.
Say again.
Manage to watch it. Good job with the top 10 that you did.
I did a top 10. Oh, the top 10 comics sold. Yeah, I did a video today. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't manage to watch it before the stream went up. So
yeah.
I appreciate it. That's over at the Old Man Comics. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So, did you guys read any of them? First, I know you guys are of the age. Did you guys? I'm taking over. It's your show, man. Go.
You can ask a question.
I have
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did y'all read The Last Ronin?
I did. It was actually really, really good.
I liked it. I thought it managed to be cool without giving any information whatsoever about anybody. If you're a new reader, you're lost, man. But
the last one, I did not expect who it was because what?
I know, honestly, all throughout, I thought it's got to be Michelangelo, right? Because by the way, I guess if we speak, I just spoiled a little bit telling you it's not him. But that was my guess, because that would be the ultimate redemption. Because isn't he the screw up of the group?
Yeah, he's more the comedy, but he didn't screw up a lot. I think he's grown up in the past couple of years. I think I haven't read TMNT in a while. I read the crossover between TMNT and Batman. From crossover. I've seen the anime movies. But other than that. That's awesome. Last Ronin I did read, and damn, that and I not see coming.
Pretty sharp. I got the Ultraman. That's my childhood.
Ultraman.
Did they draw the zipper?
Maybe wait for a train.
That's what I want to know.
I can't see the back of Ultraman. That's the one problem. I've only seen front shots of the character. I haven't seen his back. I'd love it if I saw a zipper there. That'd be a nice little hint and nod to the old days, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. Speaking of Ultraman, you ever seen a Netflix show?
Ranger, so it's like I'll just throw out Ultraman. That's what I have here.
By the way, yes, I've been reading Draken. I have no freaking clue what it is. I've got. I'll pick up a couple of Marvel, DC, and then I love getting independent comics.
Nice.
We all know that Marvel and DC is going downhill.
I've already let my LCS that I want the second issue to that series.
So I pick up independent comics and try it out. So I tried out this series called Draken, and it turned out to be. I picked it up before it was. I didn't even know it. It was like the Power Rangers Slayer or something.
Yeah, Ranger Slayer.
Yeah, I picked that one up. It turns out it's all attached to each other. I am not a Power Rangers fan. I was raising children at that time. I was more, concerned about getting either barfed on or pooped on.
I grew up on Power Rangers from the 90s, and Power Rangers comics are amazing right now, and Shy Gray.
Tevya are from
one of the best epic events I read in a decade.
Yeah, the one that came out a couple of years ago, that was that was a really hot story. So
holy shit, was insane, but awesome. I want that anime movie. I'm amazing.
So Wolf and Tevya, you guys are from the same generation then, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Roughly, yeah. I grew up watching Power Rangers, so I've been watching Power Rangers since the first one. So I keep up with all of them. I've watched all of the ongoing series. Some I've hated, others I've loved. Depends.
I haven't kept up in a long time. Last time I stopped now. It's a thing in Space and Time Force. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it, but damn.
Well, I think it's a testament to a good comic that I have no freaking clue about Power Rangers. I mean, I know that they love Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yep.
I know that everything I know about Power Rangers I get from that stupid ass movie. So
I think that movie was kind of fun. I actually like that movie.
Please don't. You're torturing me.
I read the JLA crossover.
That was awesome. I
had seen a couple of episodes. I mean, I'm not, okay, let's see what this is all about. I'm the bad guy. I'm like, it's like HR Puffin stuff. Learn karate. Click. That was my reaction. That was my reaction to watching the Power Rangers. I swear to God, it was like, oh my gosh, it's HR Puffin stuff. The ninja story.
If anything, that latest Power Ranger movie that came out more so centered on about 2 to 3 characters.
Yeah.
And that was about the story.
It was, wasn't it Elizabeth Banks and what's his name? Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston had Jordan and Rita.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
I can't say that I haven't watched it.
Blu-ray.
Oh, no, I've got a copy of it, but it's going to be on a flash drive.
Yeah, I bought it for like $5. This is
Michael Brent.
I didn't watch it in the theaters, but I watched it at home, and I'm like,
I saw it in theaters.
I'm glad I didn't pay full price for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I paid full price for a movie.
England team. Another independent comic that you might like is White Widow.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard of it.
Absolute Comics.
Okay.
Speaking of
I've picked up the first 4 issues of the series, and they're pretty good.
Let me see.
And you get a very feminine character.
Alrighty.
Yeah, very.
Is it actually a woman or is it a very feminine guy?
What you see on the cover is what you see inside.
Oh, I'm reading comics because I know that we're going to be doing some reviews tonight on We Got Issues, so I'm trying to read through a few. One I do want to get to is because I was done with this. I'm done with Wonder Woman. It's been so bad, but this is. Can you full screen me? This deserves. Yeah, because I was not going to get a Wonder Woman, but then I saw this on the shelf.
Damn, amalgamating.
I know, right?
That is nice.
That was awesome.
I would even if this is crap, I would. Yeah, I'm good now. Thank you. Even if this book is crap, I am so 100% gonna hang that up.
Is that Gal Gadot?
It doesn't quite look like her. I'm not. But look at that.
Oh, that was so beautiful. That was Alex Ross painting.
This is
Alex Ross. Alex Ross, the drawing of Disney and Star Wars. It looks so beautiful. I mean, holy! Alex Ross is amazing. Hang on. Let's see if I can find a photo picture.
I'll find out who is the cover artist here. But damn, I saw that and I was like, I've got to have that. I have to have this. So I went back and bought all the Wonder Womans I didn't get. It was only 3 issues, but holy Toledo.
Screen share.
This is David Marquez and Alejandro Sanchez. Yeah, the Ultraman. Yeah.
I'm trying to screen
share. I almost thought that when I decided to get that, it was off the shelf. I was like, oh, man, because I was wondering if I wanted to.
It is.
Oh, that is sweet.
Oh, wow. That's really nice. That's awesome.
Cool.
I would pay so much money to get the picture and see at the actual store with it because DC, please make this happen. I want to start Disney a mini crossover.
You're talking about a Disney Warner Brothers crossover. Ain't never happening, bro. Not happening, bro.
Versus.
I don't know. Which really sucks because they look so beautiful. These will be a mini crossover.
Darkseid versus Darth.
Darth Vader. Sign me up.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. I've never read those comics. I played the game for a level.
I did.
Did you ever get past that? I think I got to level 3.
I read some of those comics when I was a kid. They were fun.
I read some Sonic comics as a kid, but the only Sonic I read recently was Mega Man Sonic crossover. That cover was so amazing, so badass. I got a crossover, especially for the 2 franchises.
Yeah.
Big Sonic Hedgehog. I completely gonna mention it. And Dean. I probably, but have you seen Sonic Hedgehog movie? I saw the movie at the Tent of Fun.
No, I didn't catch it. Just I was working it. I was working the theater, and then they closed us down right before it came to us.
Oh,
so
damn
it! Yeah,
yeah, stupid COVID.
At this point, I'm saying stupid governors and mayors.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't blame you. We've had.
I live in Oregon. You don't have to tell me.
A certain.
Oh, gracious. Yeah, you got it worse than anybody except for Tehillium.
Yeah, the movie was fun. I actually like the movie. It was a fun movie.
2 places I would not want to live right now is Australia and Oregon. Sorry.
Sorry.
Australia, everything's trying to kill you anyway. Maybe the government's helping you out, keep you inside.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think some of them need a certain repair kit.
Yeah.
Some, not all, but some.
I once got bit by an ant that big, and I had no. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. You get bit by an ant like that, and you've got to go to the freaking hospital out in Australia.
Yeah.
That Australia
kind of the same with like scorpions.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion with poisons and
the smaller they are, the more deadly they are.
Australia was where England dumped the criminals. I think they were on to something. It was like, this is as close to hell as we can do. Come on in. Yeah.
Yep.
No, not to put down your country.
Oh, now everybody can see the. Now Tehillium can see my Trigun print back there.
Yeah, certainly can.
Nice.
Looks really good.
Oh,
I was talking to him about it before this
DC. That didn't remind me. What you pay on Future State? It's going. That's going to happen in January.
Oh, were you asking anybody? Because I will take over this entire show. I'm going to be doing a full-length video on this. DC just released a one of their little news program things about it, so I want to go.
Yeah, on Gentleman Flash. But over 11.
I don't know. Seems like a waste of time, but what it seems really is we had all this work already done. We decided to finish at least this much. What was looking like it was ready to publish. And since we had that done, since we paid for it, we might as well release it. So instead of being this big DC upheaval, it seems like it's going to be just like a 1 or 2 month kind of inconvenience to readers who just want a regular comic book. But we'll see. Yeah. Fingers crossed it's good. The proof of the pudding is in the tasting.
Yeah, one thing I did.
I mean, Venditti's going to be writing some of it, so might be.
Yeah.
And they're trying to read a superhero stuff.
One thing I did see in the DC Connect is that there are still going to be some comics running in that time period.
Yeah.
So we're
Deceased
going
is
to
running,
have
I know that.
Batman Adventures continues. That'll still be going in that time.
Yep. Deceased.
That
Dead
is
Planet.
Deceased. And I think that's about all. And then after that, it's just basically whatever Future State.
And you gotta remember who we are also.
Yeah.
Not just individual. We gotta remember who we are as a group and where we came from. We came from the whole Comicsgate back when it was, a community situation where we were looking for the SJW stuff and we were looking for, this is what they're doing wrong in comics, to the point where and I said this so many times, we have become the abused children who flinch every time mom or dad reach for the salt, and that's how we're expecting it. In almost any new announcement that they're going to make, you're going to have at least half of this community go, no, it's not going to be good. It's not going to work.
It's really horrible. Panic.
And I've got to admit, I've been on that train and I've helped this train get rolling. So, I'm not complaining about that part. But you got to understand that a whole bunch of us look at any kind of change or any announcement as a negative.
Yeah.
There may be some awesome comics to come from this whole thing. Granted, I will admit the trajectory does not say so, but there may be some great comics to come from this. And like I said, the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. When it comes out, I just as a comic reviewing channel, I'll read them. Hopefully, I'll have good news for you.
Well, I know that I'd definitely like to get them because in it there's something guaranteed to be fool's gold. That I can see on the fool's gold side of things, and that includes Bendis.
Speak of Bendis, his great issue with your Super came out, and what the fuck am I reading? What the hell? And then Lozor came back. Why? Why Lozor? Sudden awful. Oh yeah, Batgirl. I agree with that issue came out.
Fool's gold.
Yep.
Yes.
Right now, the speculators are selling this for from $10 to $50 to each other.
What?
Because it's got two panels of the character that's going to be Batwoman.
Oh yeah, Batwoman TV show. I did a video on that.
Which nobody give a crap about Batwoman.
Yeah.
Which tells me, and I said this in my video, it tells me that this is comic book shop owners that started a freaking rumor and said this is going to be the next big thing. You better go out and get this new character because we ordered way too many of Batgirl number 50. And that because nobody gives a about Batgirl.
Yeah, this is just garbage. Yeah.
So if
I don't even have Batgirl on my comical list.
you weren't missing much. Issue 50, it's just nothing. It's just
no. Issue 50 is 2 videos worth of gold.
That's true, yeah.
That is it. It's a great way. I had so much fun. It was like my old self where I would tear into a bad comic book. I felt so good with Batgirl number 50. It is just horrible. We don't get that kind of things. Not since America Chavez do we get that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, America Chavez. What the fuck is that? That series made no sense.
Yeah.
That was the Dan Schwartz book. Doesn't make Spider-Man book was garbage, but America Chavez was so much worse.
But here's the thing though, Dan Slott was just normal, regular bad. America Chavez was gloriously bad. It was one of those things where I was eagerly awaiting every issue of America Chavez because it was like a Rocky Horror Picture Show once a month. It was amazing.
England team. That sounds like a great idea that you could sell to Marvel. Have Dan Slott write America Chavez.
That's a bad idea because it's Iron Man book, Iron Man 2020.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of that, man? That meant nothing. It all built up for a big epic fight between Orange Star and Tony Stark. I get fight, but then turned into hologram stuff. They meant nothing. Like what?
You lasted longer than I did. I read the first issue and went, nope.
What were you expecting?
Yeah, I'm out. Well, Dan Slott's doing a great job on Fantastic
What were you
Four.
expecting?
Yeah, Fantastic Four is really great. It's one of the best books right now.
It is. He is. He's doing, and it's kind of funny how sometimes they just have that. some people aren't for some books. And we found that out. Donnie Cates, who for a while was writing pretty good, went on Doctor Strange and just sucked.
Yeah, Doctor Strange disappointed Donnie Cates, but Nick Spider-Man, amazing. They're going to best main Spider-Man book I've read in the past 10 years, and holy shit, Spider-Man who Kindred was. Guess who Kindred is? Guess.
So you're saying Nick Spencer is Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes, it's great. And holy shit, the real Kindred. Oh wait,
it's definitely better than what Dan was writing.
I was reading through some of.
I've read a good portion.
Go ahead, Nightwolf.
I've read through a good portion of it. I haven't read through all of it, but I do enjoy this whole build-up thing that he has going on with this weird villain that seems to summon centipedes out of nowhere and seems to know Peter personally and his family and friends. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I have no clue whatsoever, but I like where it's going.
They'll be in issue 50.
Oh, was that a
don't tell me what happens because I haven't gotten to that issue.
Oh. I almost want you to say it's actually a huge surprise that I never actually expected, but I'm sorry they did this. Why?
Yeah, I don't know who the character is.
And closer to my dream. What's that? The bring back the man people and then got my goat spark out in the main universe. Without hope.
Alrighty. Yeah, you know what? I actually found those books. I need to get those.
Yeah.
Somebody was selling issue number 1 through 10 for like $10 plus $4 shipping. I think that's actually a pretty good deal.
That's good.
Issue 50, in my opinion, one of the best actually issued anime Spider-Man. You can skip ASM issue 4 and issue 850 because that's just nothing. It's just a fill between Green Goblin and it just wraps up that story arc. Let's go to Syndicate. Well, nothing. I think it's called. I forget the arc's name.
Yeah, I think the issues I read a few of the issues recently that I picked up from somebody. I can't remember. Some online site was selling some of the books, and I think I got a good portion of Hunted, which was kind of interesting to see Kraven.
Hunted was a good story arc. I feel like Hunted because actually killed Kraven. But thank God.
It's okay. It's not my favorite, mainly because I'm still upset about Grim Hunt. I never wanted Kraven the Hunter to come back. Because I had already read Kraven's last Hunt.
Was garbage. Yeah.
I'm okay with him being gone. Okay, you don't have to bring him back. I'm fine with him staying dead.
It's called Last Remains.
And then to find out that actually, because I hadn't kept up with what Kraven was doing, apparently murdered his whole family. Pretty much. I'm like, because they brought him back from the dead.
Okay.
And then decided, hey, I'm gonna clone myself and make sons of my own.
Yep. And because he killed himself again against his son. But thank God for that. I'm glad Kraven is dead. He got great Rat Hunt, and that story nearly got
I thought the funniest part was the fact that he bullied the High Evolutionary to do what he wanted.
No, that was hilarious.
It's like, I want you to make sons for me. I've got to keep killing your creations until you do what I want.
Yeah.
Looking at High Evolutionary, he looked just as shocked as everybody else. Like, wait, what?
The one thing about that Spider-Man story you were talking about, where Spider-Man was fighting Kraven the Hunter, is Kraven gets resurrected because he has this excellent death in Kraven's last time. Yep. One of the best stories ever told in comic book history. Not just the best Spider-Man, but best stories, period. And so he comes back, and he has all these little clone children fighting each other.
Yep.
Where at the end, one clone child wins and then kills Kraven again. Yep. Except for he's like, I am Kraven the Hunter. I just look, sound, talk like, do everything exactly like the original Kraven the Hunter because I'm a clone. Like, the freaking hell, that was on Beer Fest, man. That freaking comedy movie that came out 15 years ago where they had a guy, they killed him off. I'm his twin brother. If you want to call me by the same name you called him, I'm A-okay with that. That way we'll act like it never happened. Yeah, that's exactly what Marvel did. they bring Kraven back so they could kill him and then act like nothing happened by putting in a clone that acts just like him.
Call us to play Spider-Man, except for Doc Ock. Speaking of Doc Ock,
I would have preferred if they would have taken Kraven's legitimate son and just built his character instead.
Except his legitimate son
they did that in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yep, and then he died by Kane. Kane killed him.
No, he didn't die then.
It was a ridiculous story. It really was.
Because he was in Grim. Grim Hunter was in Grim Hunt too. So
actually,
I don't know.
It wasn't
Maybe
a bad
him
story. It
from
was
the
just a horrible ending. Yeah.
Personally,
Grim Hunt was good. The lead up.
Sorry.
I really enjoyed the lead up to Grim Hunt too. The Gauntlet, where Spider-Man was fighting basically every major enemy he's ever faced before, one after the other, after the other, after the other, and he's wearing
so creepy
down. I like the build up, and I like this whole thing of the Kraven family getting payback. And I'm all like, yeah, this is good, but the goal is to resurrect Kraven. Why?
Wait, why?
Kraven
died.
I mean, he's dead.
Yeah.
This is before Dan told me not like that story. Remember, I said, well, I forget what that story, but this had to blame one more day.
I love Kraven the Hunter, but I'm okay with him
staying dead.
I'm okay with him staying out of the stories.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said, watch the this new story they're meeting, and I'm very intrigued what's going to happen with the story. Like, because if they go at the year ago, then I am on board because I want them to reckon one with everything. And
we'll see what happens.
So I'm gonna reckoning all the stuff, and that means I'm getting closer and closer to my dream. Or one more day, I'll be listen. I get the mirror back, and then people are going to get married, and I get my wish.
Would be nice.
Yep. So
I have caught up with the recent issues in regards to ASM and the Last Remain story, and I sort of enjoyed an interesting appearance that was put in there, linking to the Stacys.
Yep, I know what you're saying, too.
And that scene at the table
was super creepy. That's very macabre.
My goodness, very clever as to how it was sort of like set out.
Did you remember Spider-Man Clone Saga or Spider-Man Sin Past? Oh, yeah. Clone Saga, here's the thing about that. I still mean the Clone Saga could have worked. I still mean that they're going to die, and I'm not going to die in the hell because Clone Saga could have worked. The money didn't mess everything up. But I don't bring it on now. Sin Past, yeah, the rest of it seemed better, but it seemed like a mess. But that because Torres took over that story and messed everything up again.
I think he'll probably be revisiting the Sin Eater.
I'm okay with the Clone Saga. I know it's a mess, but I grew up with that, so I actually love that story.
I still mentioned the Clone Saga works, and I mean the money didn't took over that story and messed everything up. Because you can tell the Clone Saga they were not
technically it didn't work, but the rewrite that they did several years later, I think it was like 2016.
The Clone Saga.
The original creator. Like, here's our original. Yeah. It's like, this was our original plan. This was how the story was going to go. It was going to last like 6 issues. And then it turned and spiraled into whatever the hell the actual Clone Saga became. Like,
I stopped it, by the way. I've got to admit, after a while, I'm out.
No.
Sin Past is garbage, but one more day is far worse. Well, then Sin Past after is bad, but they're both bad with the movies.
Yeah, both are equally terrible.
Yeah, Spider-Man real cool. I think own this trade. And like I said before, this story might be amazing and 10 times better than the Clone Saga because it actually had a great ending. It set up basically Margot, Spider-Girl, Mayday, Parker. If you can have Ben Ryan, Spider-Man alive, well, Ben Ryan alive and they're not villain. Take that, Dan. So I had a good Clone Saga, so I done better. Like, I say it was saying that this should have been the Clone Saga when you're gone, not the 90-year-old fucking send it a mess. then again, the Clone Saga was not Tom Devon's fault. No. That was more basically like Morgan team took over and messed everything up badly to the point that Mo went bankrupt. I think Mo went bankrupt during the 90s. Remember, so because we had Onslaught during the 90s, which messed everything up. Then we have the old Total Team messed everything up. It was a mess. Oh yeah, one more day was great because Marvel didn't want to get married.
Kind to both Marvel or DC. Yeah.
To be fair, DC actually worked better in the late 90s because they actually survived at the.
They made out better financially.
Yeah,
Marvel ended up bankrupting themselves.
Yeah, Marvel did bankrupt them because they won by.
Their whole strategy, and they started off the 90s like this. Their whole strategy was they were going to clog the shelves. They found out that they could do that, and what ended up happening is Marvel kept getting sold off, and they got sold off to this big company that realized they could crush the competition if they just had, if they took up all the shelf space.
Took all the shell companies, yeah,
and they just kept putting more and more and more stuff out there. Then it was the gimmicks and everything, and
with blew up in their faces, literally. Yeah,
and what it was is the crowds of people. Granted, it was even with the crowds of people were expanded. The crowds of people were expanded by the speculator craze. A lot of people,
it's speculator bubble.
A lot of people got from baseball cards. Basically, they got burned, so they came over to our house and did the same thing. And when they realized that issue number 1 of Turok and Death of Superman wasn't going to put their kids through college, they jumped out. So now here's Marvel printing up millions of copies, and I'm of course exaggerating on some, but of comic books for only a percentage of the amount of people who were there before. And unfortunately, they get caught with their pants down. They weren't really reading the market. They were reading the profits, unfortunately.
Which didn't work because went to greed. And that just speculated about the burst. When that ball burst, it crafted the entire industry.
It did. And I once again, I made a video where I kind of stated my part in that. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
Well, apart from that, what's everyone been watching? Whether it's anime, movies.
I watched Blood of Zeus. Great show. One of the best shows I had to watch in October. It was amazing. Is there a fan of Greek quality? I recommend watch Blood of Zeus. It's amazing. As far as anime concerned, watch BMA, the Beast something, I forget the name of it. On Netflix. Very interesting show. It's from the people made Trick. It's from the same studio from Trigger. Then the anime studio. And it's very beautiful and very awesome. I don't know what Trigger made at the anime show, but damn, it's been a good show. My Hero is a good show. I can't wait can't wait for season 5. And until then, October, the Metro ones, have to wait a long for season 5. That's the movies. I watched a horror movie in October. That was fun.
So I decided to give The Big Bang Theory another try. I never made it to a certain point, and I was like, you know what? I judged it. Let's watch it. In all honesty, I laughed a lot harder the second time around. But we've been watching The Big Bang Theory, and since it was Halloween, my wife loves watching anything that gets people killed. So we were watching a whole bunch of death and Dancing with the Stars.
Did you watch The Golem? It's actually a horror movie came in 2018.
Haven't seen that one yet, but we did see a really good movie about this British. They were a group of people who worked at the same company. They were supposed to go on this retreat, a team building retreat, and then ended up getting attacked by that hillbilly family that apparently even lives in the woods of England. So,
wow, that's creepy.
Yeah, that was actually entertaining. It was called Severance. That turned out to be pretty good. Yeah. Oh, and Hatchet. We watched the Hatchet franchise because we were like every year we watch Friday 13th, the Nightmare Before Christmas, Nightmare on
Elm Street. Yeah.
Yeah. So we figured, okay, let's start something new. We watched the Hatchet franchise, and that's actually a lot of fun. Gory as hell, but a lot of fun.
I know the Hatchet franchise, like the Friday 13th, and they went down there real fast because the first one, but first one good. I never watched Hatchet.
Yeah. But as far as the Nightmare Before Christmas thing, I told my friends we're going to have a debate because they think it's a Halloween film and they're wrong.
It's more a holiday movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Once upon a time, not watched. Not sure I've seen. I like the show. The way it is in so far. Breaking Bad. 7 hours Breaking Bad. It's doing it. Check it out eventually. Walking Dead. First 3 seasons were good, but then go down the hill real fast.
I disagree, but okay. I'm a loyalist on Walking Dead. Watched Once Upon a Time up to the last season and then stopped. Breaking Bad, watched it through. It's good. Never saw an episode of Supernatural. Not one.
Now, see the DC shows.
I've seen the Supernatural series plus the animation that they did for it too.
Yeah.
I forget it was the anime.
It wasn't too bad for what it was.
Yeah.
You were getting very small episodes, but even in those very small episodes, it builds upon the lore, which you already knew about. Once Upon a Time, I've seen the series, but not a big time runner of it.
Same. I've not seen the series. I
haven't seen Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Probably seen maybe 1 or 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, and that's about all.
DC shows. Okay. So there's no DC. I've seen video with all of them. Batwoman, I tried. I just no. I banned ship and Supergirl. I watched on the Superman stuff and the Crazy Internet Carter stuff.
I stopped watching Supergirl.
Flash was good, but then it went downhill at the season 3.
I watch them all still. Supergirl sucks, but I'm hooked. I'm not sure, but I think the sister is gay in that show.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's a running joke.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either.
Nightwolf, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Are they heavily hinting at it or something? I really can't really tell, you know?
Yeah.
Even in the crossovers, it's hard to say, you know?
Once upon a time.
Finish.
I keep pointing out Once Upon a Time doesn't work because Snow White is supposed to be prettier than the evil queen. They got that one wrong, gang. I thought the same thing with that Huntsman. When it was, what was it? It was Charlize Theron played the evil queen. And
Charlize Theron played the evil queen.
Stewart was Snow White. And I'm like, if you have a magic mirror and it's telling you that Kristen Stewart is prettier than Charlize Theron, you need to get a new mirror. That one's broken.
Huntsman, I thought it would have fun movie.
The
first one was good. I liked the movie for what it was. But the other Snow White movie, there are two Snow the Huntsman movie was the darker version of the more interesting. And then the Disney version, not Disney version, what am I saying? There were two other Snow White movies came out there.
Yeah, Mirror and the Hunt.
Mirror and Huntsman. Yeah. Mirror I did not watch. I heard that was bad.
They were both equally. Yeah.
Huntsman I thought it was interesting and because it had darker town so much. Plus the punching of people.
Well,
I did know we get a sequel as prequel to that movie.
Yeah.
It was weird because why would you do a series of prequel without Snow White? I don't get.
Well, I've got to bow out.
To answer Michael's question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Britt.
No, go ahead.
He asks, have you ever watched Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Zatch Bell, Yu-Gi-Oh? They're all in the area of anime.
Nope.
I seen some there.
Also part of the anime.
Yeah.
So I understand. I watched a good show. Dragon Ball Z watched a good show. No, I have seen. I cannot finish it because there's so many episodes at the point. No, there's too much. I'm done. One Piece. It's so damn long.
Well, unfortunately, it's anime, and I can't watch anime because of God. And on that, gentlemen, I will leave you. I've got some work to do.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
All right, see you, man.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for inviting me.
Bye, man.
You're
I'll
welcome.
talk to you later.
All righty.
Bye.
That was nice.
I watched
David
most of
Mason.
those shows. Yeah, the only ones that I haven't watched of that is Seven Deadly Sins, and the only part of One Piece I remember actually watching was The Four Kids.
All right.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah.
Never really wanted to go back. I remember my brother. I remember my brother and me used to buy the Shonen Jump magazines that came out, and every once in a while I would read One Piece every once in a while, but I never really cared for
they did do that. I completely forgot about that. ABC one part to do in Food and Brave.
All right, well, I'll answer the question as well. Have I watched Sailor Moon? Yeah, in the past I have, but it's never been something big that I've followed. Dragon Ball, again, I've watched it, but I don't consider it like a big thing to follow. I
grew up with Dragon Ball.
I enjoy what Akira Toriyama did, if I've got it correctly.
Yep.
For the person who gave us Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Dragon Ball Z. Yep. I have watched the Naruto, but I have recently finished reading the Naruto manga. Oh my goodness. If you want to get big into Naruto, or the best way to sort of like get into Naruto, definitely check out the manga over the anime, because you're going to get so much more out of the manga than what you do.
Granted, the anime is good, but as a first stuff, but I get it, but to catch up with the manga.
I've not watched One Piece. I haven't watched Zatch Bell.
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I have seen the anime for that, but a lot of it dubbed more so than subbed.
I've seen dubbed. Yeah.
Pokemon, yeah. Who hasn't seen
it?
Seven Deadly Sins? No, not at all.
Watch it. It's very awesome.
Some of the characters that it does have.
The Seven Deadly Sins is such a great anime. Holy shit, it got fucking insane in its way season. I mean, they injured angels and demon. Well, the demon always isn't in Seven Deadly Sins, but angels, it goes insane.
Since we're talking, let's see.
Yeah.
What we got here?
There's also a mirror version.
I mean, we were talking.
Yeah, I didn't have the movie.
I think that might have been in reference to the movie.
Snow White stuff. Yeah.
ABC Once Upon a Time also introduced characters from Brave and Frozen.
That did happen. I did not watch that episode. But I said, what the hell is this crap? Why didn't you foreign character in his live action? It made no sense. I'm done.
In regards to sort of like TV series that I've been watching and anime that I've been watching, I've started returning back to Hitman or
Bleach and Death Note.
Akira Amano's Reborn.
Never heard of it.
Incredible series. It works around like one of the main characters called Suna Sawada. Fantastic, and it won't be long. I do have plans on reviewing the manga on the channel, so
nice.
If
speaking of anime, I've been watching Parasite. It's very, very interesting. Dark, but very interesting.
What about Bleach and Death Note? He mentions Death Note.
Did not watch Bleach.
I read the manga to Death Note. I have also watched a couple of the movies in relation to Death Note. Not all of them, but a couple of them.
What movies? You're talking live action movies.
I've got the animated series of it too, which I need.
The animated series is fantastic. Super dark.
Well, it's meant to be dark.
Yeah, that's true.
I've watched some of Bleach, not very much of it, because
I've not watched Bleach.
Sometimes certain shonen shows just don't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Death Note, I have watched, and I enjoy it. Up until a certain point when they decide, oh, hey, let's get rid of L, and then I'm like, you know what? Screw you too. You should have stopped it at that point. Don't continue after.
Al was definitely the best character.
Al was the best character. Al was they had to kill Al.
But if after Al, I reckon the best character is Mello.
Mello. Yeah, I like Mello.
I like.
Yeah. I don't mind that L. I don't mind that L died. It's the fact that the replacement was someone no one could really get invested in after that.
If anything, Mello felt...
It's basically just a repeat of L, except for he's not nearly as fun.
That you could invest in pretty much straight away, because the character felt more likable than Nia.
Mello had more development than Nia.
This is the reason why when it comes to...
Nia doesn't become likable until Whammy's house is at
when he died, basically.
At fret.
Yeah.
At losing income.
The-
That's the only time he starts to become likable. After that, he's just like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah. I always try to take down Light on his own. That fails miserably. It put him in his face. Literally.
Yeah.
But Nia added about more.
I mean,
more
personally, I prefer Code Geass to Death Note.
At
least that ending actually worked a lot better.
Speaking of Code Geass, did you see the weird anime movie Revolution thing like that? I saw them in theaters. I felt so lost. Like, what the?
Oh, Digimon, another good series.
Yep, I love that one. I love that more than Pokemon. Thank you very much.
Sonic X, I watched part as a kid. I never got to finish it because what? They're trying to die wishing games.
I watched Sonic X before.
It didn't work. Which is sad because
as for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, I've watched some of it.
I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I've seen the original series. I've seen basically the sequel series with GX, I think. Yeah, GX. I did not see the first series crossover. I've seen the anime movie, the crossover anime movie that came out years ago. I know there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime movie. I didn't get to see it, but I saw it. I have to name my friend. And it was a good movie.
Another series that I've been watching, which is sort of like comic book related, is Umbrella Academy Season 2.
I still haven't seen that. I've seen The Boys. That's been awesome. Haven't seen The Boys? No, just me.
I'm in the early episodes of the series so far.
No.
So it's really interesting as to how this will shape compared to the last season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, speaking of series, I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot about Invincible because holy shit! That Invincible show.
It's going to be coming out as an animated series.
Yep, and it was awesome. That's a comic collection. It was amazing. I am so excited about Invincible. I love Invincible. It's one of my favorite comics of all time in indie. And I am so excited about the animated series. Because it was like the Invincible comic, but turned to life.
Yep. Unfortunately, I probably won't be able to watch it because it's on Amazon Prime, and I don't own Amazon Prime for myself.
Bummer.
So I'll probably have to miss out on it for now.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing because I did get to read some of Invincible when it was originally coming out. I didn't read very much of it, but what I did read, I did enjoy. So
yeah,
I
read all of it, and it was awesome. Invincible was all of it favorite comics in it, but it combined it like the superhero stuff, a few Dragon Ball Z stuff, but goes super dark. I mean, damn, like they go full blown insanity with that series. It's awesome. In fact, calling good at conversation, I think Invincible was 10 times better than Walking Dead. Not because Walking Dead is bad. It's just I couldn't get into Walking Dead that much. I tried to show not great, but I'm more of an Invincible, and I'm super excited anime series. Man, kind of freaking and go yeah. Freaking so I can see live action. Captain Planet. Yeah.
And it would probably require quite a bit of CGI to make it happen, though. That's the thing. And you got to be pretty right on as to how you would use the CGI for that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you use it a little bit over the top, the audience is going to notice it and it's going to be like, fuck this, I'm walking out.
Like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Freakazoid working if they did something very similar to like The Mask and whatnot. That could potentially work.
Yeah, I can see that working.
Captain Planet and Gargoyles could potentially work too, but
if they don't screw them up.
I prefer them to
Captain Planet. Maybe
if they redesigned
them to play Captain Planet.
Whoa, genius!
Have you ever seen the mockery of what he's done with Captain Planet?
I have. That's right.
On YouTube.
I can't say I have.
The way he does it is basically turned Captain Planet into a eco-extremist.
Parody.
In the parody. Hey, choose him to be Captain Planet. I don't have no problem with it. Hey, yes,
I'll go for that. If you adapt the show, try to make it better, and that would be interesting. Actually, that's not a bad idea. If you try to adapt it, try to make it a little more serious, a little more darker. No, not dark, but super dark. But try to make it a lot more. How can I say this? We're going way too far. Yeah, I can't come up with a good other tone for it without going insanity. As far, speaking actually of anime movie, I watched the Devin Fan anime movie. It was actually pretty interesting and pretty good. Granted, the three choices you have, but Robin died, which called on a redhead storyline. It did some idea of that movie. Robin survived, which added about her storyline, very interesting. And I won't get disappointed by that one, but that one, that's a good cameo to is he a warm favorite kid? I think it came in very cute. The final choice, Let Robin Live. Holy shit, that went insane! And Let Robin Live choice, it's freaking nuts. Night Wolf?
Yes.
Time is keeping on young judges dark. That's not a bad idea. I'll be up for that.
No. No, please no. Is it my turn to talk about what I've been watching? Is that what's going on?
Hey, Tevya, can we let that? No.
Yeah, sorry.
Do some talking.
Is it, I'm not sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nightwolf.
Okay. No, I was just wondering what was going on. I kind of lost sight of stuff. And like, people are talking, and I zoned out for a second, I think, and I'm not sure what was happening.
Yes, there was a lot of talk between Tevya and
the Tiny Toons Adventures. I didn't know Tiny Toons was getting a reboot. Yeah, but I saw the Animaniacs trailers and whatnot. I'm like, oh, hey, cool, Animaniacs are coming back. That should be fun. We'll see how well that goes. But
it was great.
What have I been watching? What have I been watching? Let's see. 3 series finished recently. Rent-A-Girlfriend finished. I watched that. My teen romantic comedy snafu, I also finished that show. That one has a lot of weird philosophy and weird stuff going on. I feel like sometimes I can't keep up with what's going on.
Wow.
At all.
So super trippy?
Not trippy. I think it's actually really good. I just think that in the format of if this was in a dub, I think it would work better because the characters are talking really quickly, and a lot of the kind of philosophy type stuff they're talking about being teenagers, about romance, or about anything, some of it is going over my head and I'm not catching everything. So either I have to pick up the manga or whatever and read through it to get a clearer understanding of what they're talking about, but still pretty good. I definitely enjoy that. That's like their 3rd season, so, and it's fine. I think the series is over now, so we probably won't be seeing any more of that. Rent-A-Girlfriend was an interesting show, but I don't feel like it really. It was the recent season-wide anime thing that everyone was talking about, so I wanted to see what it was about. It's about a boy who rents a girlfriend.
How does that even work?
It's kind of in the type. Apparently, that's a thing. I don't know. Maybe it's in Japan. I don't know. But it's a pretty funny romantic comedy show, but definitely know that they're going to be doing a 2nd season, so
I don't know how to bring it since I had a concept, but Then go for it.
Yeah. Because he was going to confess to his rental girlfriend that he actually likes her, and he botched it. So it's like, I'm getting a continuation of this. I can tell you that much. The Misfit of Demon King Academy ended too, and I've finally caught up with that.
Interesting.
I love the overpowered monster that he is.
Ooh,
he just can't lose.
So can I go? He's like One Punch Man.
That's something I
kind of like One Punch Man, and very similar to like Overlord, where the guy is so freaking broken and overpowered, he's beating everybody no matter what is going on.
Well,
I mean, the first episode is him having a fight with the guy. What?
I do have the first two manga to the Misfit of the Demon King Academy. So I'm looking forward to reading through that when I get to it. But I do want to check out the anime as well. So I'm glad someone's watched it.
Yeah. I thought that was just funny. In the first episode, he has a fight with an upper class demon, and he literally beats him by just standing still.
I've also heard that there's something involving a stick.
Yes, there is a fight with a stick, actually. With a stick. But the first fight is just like, he's like, I'll make you a deal. I'm not going to move. You can come at me and do whatever the heck you want, but I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do anything. And then the guy just like gets the shit kicked out of him. Blood splatters everywhere. And he's like, how are you doing this? He's like, my heart. Just my heartbeat is doing it. I'm like, wait, his heartbeat is beating this guy? That is overpowered. Dear God. Of course, granted, this is the in the actual legitimate demon lord. He's the guy who created all the other demons. So he's overpowered because he's their god practically.
Yeah, he's
and they don't accept him as that because he's a reincarnation.
The character's name is Anos.
Interesting.
Anos, yeah.
Speaking of idea of shut up like the demon guy, they ever watch Lucifer, the Netflix show, or Teddy Fox show, whatever, Netflix?
Yep. Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon?
Depends.
That's the title. That's been the title since the first season. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Wow. That sounds super
just
dark.
Because everybody wants a piece of that little rookie. Super dark? What's super dark?
The name I do and prepare going, and that sounds weird and kind of dark when you think about it. I don't know. Me that long.
I did mention that to Helium that I did watch the second season of Food Wars. That was fun.
So how'd that go?
Just watching people cook. It went pretty well. Food was made. Laughs were had. Overly the top and ridiculous things and shenanigans ensue with food. And people being way too into the food. It seems to be the pattern for that series. I don't know why.
Well,
but I do like.
Yeah, well, where Naruto has talk no jutsu, this is food no jutsu.
Well,
the Food Wars.
Yes.
No food, jutsu.
There is some interesting things. I'm noticing they do use a lot of actual experience with culinary words and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
So basically, it's the Iron Chef.
I think Soma is a hilarious
series.
character.
Yes. I
Yeah,
don't
Master
watch
Chef.
No,
Yeah,
no, my next one I'm gonna doing is Palm Child. Oh, it's from Mega Blend.
Wait, no, I wouldn't call it Master
Well,
Chef.
it started off
it's like chopped
the
mixed with
Iron Chef over in Japan, where they had like before a lot of this Master Chef type of stuff came out. This is what I have sort of like seen in its development. It started off as the Iron Chef in Japan, and they would have these competitions to where they had their top three chefs, and they would bring in a guest chef to sort of like choose from one of the top 3 chefs. And from there, after they picked who they were going to have as the chef, they would indicate what the main item had to be used in the meal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just
they do that crazy. A lot in Food Wars too.
And in it they had a Chinese chef, a Japanese chef, and say an Asian chef that was like from the area of France come in, and they'd be their 3 main chefs.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And that sort of like became like the Master Chef of its time. And then all of a sudden Master Chef started making an appearance, and then whatever else. And it was really interesting just seeing the development of culinary food shows to get you more excited about food.
Yeah. Culinary food wars. Culinary food thing.
Ever watched No Game No Life?
Culinary
I haven't seen it. My next
no, I have not.
Nope.
No.
I know on my next one to bonus. That I think I heard about it, and I probably watched it because that's interesting.
Haven't seen the anime.
I've watched My Next Life as a Villainess.
Or Seraph of the End. Though I would like to maybe pick up the manga for Seraph of the End just to see if I like it or not. Noragami.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the manga of Noragami.
I have not watched Prom Child. I'm not in Seraph of the End. Noragami. I have not seen it. As for No Game No Life, I watched Sword Art Online the latest season, and damn, that was very interesting and very complex, confusing, but very interesting with their AI stuff. But as for next one to bonus, I never heard of it. Actually, I did hear about it, and I never got to see it. Nightwolf, what's your opinion on it?
What? My Next Life as a Villainess?
Yes.
All paths lead to doom. That is probably the funniest isekai show I have seen in a while, because I didn't know how it was going to work, because it's not a combat type show. It's more or less like the visual novels where you date somebody. But considering that the main character is not the main protagonist, she's the villain. She's the bad guy. And she knows, considering she's played this game before, that every single path that this character has, no matter who the main character falls in love with, she's doomed. She's either exiled for the rest of her eternity or dies. Those are her 2 options. The funniest thing is that she tries to rectify this through the entire series. And I don't think I'm really spoiling this, but at the end, turns out that she just ended up with her own harem by the end of it. So ridiculous and funny.
Wait, what?
I'd recommend watching it because it's fun to watch her. She ended up with her own harem. Everybody ends up falling in love with her. I'm not kidding. Everybody, I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, wait, now everybody's in love with her? All the guys are in love with her? All the girls are in love with her? Okay.
That sounds weird.
And she's like, wait, what's going on? She didn't even realize it by the end. She's like, oh, what? Huh? What? Oh, no. Actually, I don't even think there was any oh no. No, she's just like, why is everybody fighting over me? And I have seen Noragami, at least to some extent. Yeah. That's a good show.
I've not seen Noragami. I have no comment on that.
Would I recommend?
Oh, I would recommend the Secret Inuyasha came out.
Yep.
You know, the Secret Inuyasha, the Demon Princess that came out this year.
I never watched the original Inuyasha, so I have no real interest in watching the sequel.
I've seen it. They're fantastic. It's sequel I've not watched yet. I want to. I don't English dub yet, so I'm gonna wait till the English dub. Time getting a series finale. Yeah, I did hear about that, and I'm looking for a series finale. I did hear the manga ending. It's so disappointing because it's stupid. So I'm hoping the anime actually gives a better ending.
I should get back to Attack on Titan at some point, but I watched through the first season, and I haven't gotten back to watch the rest of the seasons after that. I know that they took a dramatic turn at some point from what I did see, because now instead of it being focusing on fighting the Titans, it's now fighting the political powers that be. I'm like, okay, that would actually be more interesting than fighting the Titans at this point. But I don't know. I haven't gotten back to it yet.
Well, if it's one thing, I do like the Attack on Titan manga more so than what I've seen of the anime. Well, I haven't even seen the first season of the anime, but I've heard a lot of people enjoy it. Hey, if they do, they do. I prefer the source material for a lot of stuff.
Okay, so
that's understandable too.
Yeah,
like there's the Persona anime, the one where I played the Persona 5 Royal game at the meeting.
I've got it. I'm still yet to finish it.
The anime.
But
I want party anime.
All the anime.
Actually, on the topic of games, how about we bring this up? What games have we been playing?
I've been playing Doom Eternal DLC. It's been awesome.
Let's start off with Night Wolf.
Oh, Night Wolf, you first.
I just said it. Genshin Impact. That's pretty much all I've been playing for the last few weeks.
I hope with that game. I've been hearing months about it. A lot of people have been playing it recently. The Gray Man, but my argument
There's been some complaints.
I watched The Gray Man and I think I finished the first series and there's no sequel or season 2. I think. I don't remember.
I've got the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood anime here.
I think Full Metal Alchemist, but I think both series.
I also have the manga for some Full Metal Alchemist, but I'm thinking of leaving my free-in-ones and just getting the box set for it.
Dr. Stone, I've not watched. I did hear about it. It's weird. Toggle, I watched.
Picked up the manga. It's worth the read.
I watched half an anime Toggle. I did hear it diverted from source material. It goes its own direction at the end of season 1. And it's very dark. Toggle was a very dark series.
Yeah.
I
think that was the point.
I think when Tokyo Ghoul moved into the second season, it basically abandoned the source material.
Yeah, it goes its own direction.
Yeah. First season, it kept to it. I haven't even watched the first, so. But I do have the manga
a long time ago. I think 2
years
ago.
I do have the manga for it. So I'm looking forward to reading through it. I've heard good things about it. I'll see how I go with it. If I enjoy it, okay, it'll probably cop a review on the channel.
Yeah.
But it will be a review box set wise.
I think I played the first season and then went to season 2 and I did hear it diverted from the manga a lot to the point. Wait, what the hell am I watching? Why did get white hair now? Why did I'm lost. And then I just stopped. Like, I'm done.
We were talking video games, so let's get back to that.
Yeah, aside from Genshin
hold on, let Nightwolf finish.
Games, I haven't gotten
let
back to
Nightwolf
doing
finish.
But I should actually, before I forget, at some point where I'm at in that game, I should go back to Trails of Cold Steel 2 and finish that. I need to get through Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 now. Because I want to finish that story. Because good freaking lord,
Vintage Man Comics has arrived. Hey,
yay! It's Eric.
Maybe you'd like to join us in the stream.
Hi, Eric.
Welcome to the party. You picked the worst possible time to be here because we're not talking about comics anymore. We're talking about video games.
Yep.
Back then, probably the only video game you remember is Atari.
Content don't work. Parasite. Yeah, that game I was talking about before. I watched Parasite. It's very weird. Dark, but very weird. Bye. Bye.
No, don't leave. No, you don't have to leave. We're joking with you. I mean, you can, but please don't. We're trying to help William here, not leave him alone.
Yeah. After game, I've been Crash Bandicoot 4. Been fun game. I'm not getting Ghost Runner. That game is super hard and frustrating. Like you die every time you get hit. Like one hit, you're dead. Like what? And it's so hard, so frustrating. Good game though, frustrating. But I think that's the point for the challenge.
Which game?
Which game are you talking about?
Ghost Runner.
Oh, Ghost Runner.
Yeah.
That's I've seen some of the video or the playthrough footage that you've been putting on your channel in regards to that. I did sort of think about picking it up, but after seeing what it's like playthrough wise, I'm sort of like, no. I might give it a half.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's so hard.
But there is one game coming out which is meant to be, I think, slightly similar.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, there's Cyberpunk, but I'm not big into like the Cyberpunk games because I've never actually played them, and I'd probably need someone to guide me through it. What was it? Tokyo. I'll see if I can find it here. It had to do with something Tokyo-like. It was very similar to Ninja Gaiden in its appearance.
Yeah, I've been opening Tokyo something.
I would actually like to get that game to check out for myself and play it.
Why I think.
Oh, okay. I'll go to one of my.
I found it. I'm gonna screen share it.
You found the game, did you?
Yep. Ta-da!
Ghostwire, yes.
Ghostwire Tokyo. PS5
that is the one that I am actually interested in picking up. And it would be nice to play something similar to Ninja Gaiden again.
Yep.
And I enjoy those types of games where they like bring in the spiritual aspect or some of the lore around sort of like ancient Tokyo and their monsters and whatever else. And
yeah, I know Sekiro did do that. Sekiro is
yes. I still have not finished that game. It's whipping my butt good.
Same.
But who cares? I still like the game.
I did play Demon Tale DLC, and the Demon Tale DLC is amazing.
Some other games that I've been playing is A Plague's Tale. A story.
Oh yeah, I played it last year.
Of innocence, where it's got to do with an older sister looking after her younger brother.
Yep.
And of course, it's sort of like set in a type of Inquisition type time.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you've got a bloody rat plague to deal with.
Yep. Lots of rats.
That has been interesting. Another game that I've sort of returned back to, Master Chief Collection, Halo.
Nice.
And I recently did a bit of an update on my Xbox, and I went the Ultimate Game Pass thing that they've done.
Same.
So I've got that for about $1 for just covering the first month.
Yeah.
In day trialing it, and it's been nice to actually look through the games and actually try something a little bit new. And there's been that I've picked up, so I'm playing through Halo Reach.
I love Reach.
Which is actually meant to be a bit of a prequel, but when they first brought out Halo Reach, I think Halo 3 was already out.
Yeah,
if I remember the order that it came out in, because you had Halo Combat Evolved, and you had Halo 2,
Halo 3, and then ODST.
Yeah.
ODST is the difference between Halo 3. I put that game recently. It's actually a really good game. I don't get to keep that game.
I didn't get to play ODST.
I would say.
Go ahead, Martin.
That's unfortunate.
Have you played it?
That's unfortunate because, in my opinion, ODST is the best out of all of them. But ODST and Reach, in my personal opinion, were the best games, both story-wise.
Reach is amazing after Halo 2. I love Reach. Reach is my favorite Halo game. Halo 4, I
never really cared much from.
You do get
I never cared much.
You do get your ass kicked around a lot in the story too. So
yeah, it's very.
It makes for good learning in gameplay. That is one thing. It makes for good learning in gameplay.
Yeah. I think the reason why I ended up loving ODST the most is because I just love the cast of characters. Because there's just banter between everybody. Yeah, the banter. You have Nathan Fillion in there, which is always a charm.
Yeah, I think the last Halo game that I ended up sort of like stopping playing might have been Halo Reach itself, and after that I just wasn't really interested in other Halo games.
I played Halo 4.
I think by the time that had came out, I was more so interested in a lot of the Assassin's games, the Assassin's Creed games.
I can understand that.
And that's before it went
downhill.
I only liked the first two. After that, I stopped caring.
The key Assassin's Creed games that I liked were the first one. Then there was 2, Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood.
Yep. What are we
Revelations. Then when 3 came in, worst thing that happened was killing off Desmond.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That helped kill off the franchise.
That having the same time on Mass Effect. Mass Effect got fucked over with Mass Effect 3. And that destroyed that franchise.
Then you had Assassin's Creed 4 come out. The best thing that sort of helped Assassin's Creed was the modern day.
Yeah.
Because you got to see what was happening in the present and what the character could actually do. So sort of like learning certain things to become better in their own personal life. If you remember Desmond's character, he wanted nothing to do with the Assassins.
Until after he found out the truth.
Yeah, he was preyed upon by the Templars.
Yep.
Of all things, they had worked out that, yes, this kid is from the farm and he's connected to the Assassins. They were that... number one, it also sort of like showed the intelligence of the Templars in that story. Of how they're able to gain intelligence as well on the people that they see as their enemy. And that was really good. I mean it. That was really good. By the time you got to Assassin's Creed 3,
one of
the best things that happened in Assassin's Creed 3 is when you're basically starting off in the footsteps of Kenway.
Nathan Kenway, the son basically of the other Kenway from Black Flag.
Yeah.
Who would actually
Haytham Kenway. That was great. The twist in that was amazing. Like, you did not expect it, but it was bloody good. It was really good. And you also got to understand that this same bloodline to which Desmond is connected to also has connections to the Templars, not just the Assassins.
Not just the Assassins.
And it really made the story a little bit more interesting. But you do get to learn about Haytham and sort of like how he was led over to the Templars.
Mm-hmm. And you have Connor's story trying to get over, not get over his father, but start the Templars.
Yeah.
And his story, Connor's story, very like interesting. Granted, the ending of his story with the president sad, very good ending. Deadman with this bullshit. Like, what?
You're talking about...
what is it? And Ringo Sandy dies? Rip off. Not the same a matter of 3. A matter of 3 and raised me because I was so more exactly I was so disappointed. What? That's the bullshit.
You're talking about the add-on?
The extended cut matter of 3 minutes.
The Tyranny of the King?
Worse.
You're talking about the Tyranny of the King add-on?
No, not that. That is more, I think, more of a what if. What?
Yeah, it was more of a what if situation.
Yeah.
And
I think I would put it with more match of a 3 ending and a second 3 ending because both endings will look bad with different reasons.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't like the character of Layla in sort of like the latest modern day.
Which is
too much of a Mary's. She's too much of a Mary's. If they were to, in the latest Assassin's Creed, if they really wanted to get me back into Assassin's Creed, get rid of Layla. I would rather be using Rebecca and Sean instead.
Or Desmond's son.
Or Desmond's son. Yeah.
That's what hinted in I think not Bloodhood. I think in Assassin's Creed. I forget the name. I forget which one.
Revelations.
Revelation. They hinted Desmond's son.
Yeah.
Which is actually interesting.
And they also made that character like comic canon as well.
I know, read the comics, so I have no comment on that. Wait, Nightwolf, what's your opinion?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Assassin's Creed franchise.
I liked the first 2. Brotherhood I never really finished. It was okay.
It's worth finishing.
Or from what I did play, it was okay. I ended up actually disliking Revelations for its gameplay mechanics because guns got involved, and after that I'm like, you know what, this is no longer a hey, let's sneak up and kill people game. I spent way too much time getting shot to death by most of the enemies. I'm like, good God, this is annoying as hell. Never played 3. I played 4 and I hated it. 4 was boring to me, mostly because they leaned way too heavy into that whole boat mechanic thing, which I like the idea of setting sail on the open seas and, you know, being a pirate and yarring and yo-hoing all the way there, but it's boring because this is an Assassin's Creed game, not a pirate simulator. And they kept on bringing the boat back, apparently, and I'm like,
well, apparently the
I like
boat simulation is back in Valhalla. Exploring, say, parts of America, parts of other places as well.
Yeah. Because I tried to play 4 and I did have some fun with it, but one, I don't like Kenway.
Edward Kenway.
I like Kenway. I think all of it is employed by Constantine.
I didn't like him mostly just because he's not an assassin. From what I remember,
he starts off basically as a pirate and then becomes an assassin throughout the game. So it's basically his
I know. And from what I remember playing, I just did not like his character. We went from, you know, the suave debonair of Ezio. I mean, the first assassin is completely forgettable because he doesn't really have a character.
Yeah, Altair.
I mean, I like Altair's design, but other than his design, he doesn't have a personality. But Ezio's like full of charisma and personality, and you go from that to basically an asshole. I'm like, I'm not really feeling this guy very much. He's kind of a dick.
You go to an Altair Ezio.
I never played 3, so I don't know very much about Connor. Connor seems okay from what I did see of him, but Kenway, oh God, that guy pissed me off. Like, why are you here, go away. Could I get a replacement, please? Anybody. I will play with any of the other characters but this guy, because I'm trying to remember what happened that set me off against him. I can't remember exactly, but because it's been so many years, but I just never liked his character. I thought he was an annoying shit. And I'm like, maybe it's because he is a pirate, and he's a pirate though that seems to lack some form of dignity or honor. And
that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point, Shadow.
I'm like, this is our hero, everybody. We're supposed to like this guy, right? I'm not liking this guy very much. He kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Well, considering the way he begins in the story.
The way he begins, the way he acted,
going into a Templar meeting.
Yeah. Well, the way the story ends,
yeah, the way he starts
very cool.
is not good. Yeah. I think the biggest problem is that I couldn't be, after several hours of playing with him, and then all the boat stuff in between, I couldn't be bothered to continue. I couldn't finish that game because I couldn't be bothered to care. It's like, I'm kind of tired of driving my boat everywhere.
Did you play
I want to progress the story and move forward.
Not Black Bag, but Assassin's Creed Rogue?
That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed 4 was my last Assassin's Creed game.
And it would be nice to see like a couple more games that explore the Templars.
It's like a more Templar story.
I think that was... Yeah, it was more so of, say, an assassin becoming a Templar. Story, but it was very interesting. I liked the idea of it, and they could have actually had something good going there, because you could have basically done like the Halo version of Red versus Blue.
Yeah, but they didn't choose to go with that. They decided, fuck it.
They could have begun like doing something like still following the Assassin's timeline, but you could have used something to sort of like cover the Templar timeline.
Kind of,
that would have been really interesting to explore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because at least then you'd have like two different timelines to which you could follow. Yes, it would still be considered like Assassin's Creed canon. But you'd be able to sort of like learn more about some of the characters that that the Templars uphold, that they like. But a lot of how that was done in the Templar type of storyline, a lot of it was sort of like early in, I think it was Brotherhood, first multiplayer story.
Yeah, Brotherhood multiplayer story.
And they used
Revelations.
Yeah, in Revelations 2, they had like a multiplayer which covered some of the Templar storyline. Even in Assassin's Creed 3, there was meant to be a bit of another Templar type of storyline.
I think we never got.
It was, there might have still been multiplayer, but when the next one came out, Unity,
Unity was a buggy mess. It was a mess.
They started abandoning the multiplayer again.
But I'm fine with that. Multiplayer in Assassin's Creed.
Then there was Syndicate. Syndicate, I didn't mind. They didn't have the multiplayer.
Syndicate, I thought was It was mediocre.
It was a bit. The gameplay wasn't top notch, but the story in it was still interesting enough to get you involved with the story.
I did hear the DLC for that. There was the Jack the Ripper DLC, which was super, super interesting.
Oh, yes.
Jack the Ripper after an assassin in this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But a psychopath.
I will say that Syndicate was interesting enough where I almost was interested in playing it. But
yeah,
then I remembered this is Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, and I'm like,
sorry,
nah.
I'm talking over you.
No. Speaking of Ubisoft, don't remind me. I know we're getting Valhalla this year, which, yay.
Origins. Yeah,
Origins was fantastic. I love Origins.
Was alright, but not the strongest thing ever.
I love Origins. Origins was fantastic. My favorite.
You lost me at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I purchased it, but you lost me at the beginning of the game, and the thing just went uninstalled. Goodbye.
I played all Origins. It was amazing. That story was awesome and badass, and very interesting. Honestly, I tried, but it felt more an RPG than a Assassin's Creed game. It did feel more an RPG. And some of the choices,
I think that was
zero consequences. Body the bench, shit, like this game boring. Why am I grinding at level? Why am I need to grind it? I'm done. I bench shit.
Another video game that I've been playing. Now, I understand Michael Brent's got a couple of questions for us. Ever played
Super Mario Kart Bandicoot Spyro?
Hearts. I have played Super Mario.
I play all Kingdom Hearts.
Spiral. No, not played Spiral.
I am.
I've played Sonic.
I think he's meaning Spyro.
Oh, Spyro.
Spyro, as in Spyro.
Like Spyro the Dragon?
Yep.
Good. I love Spyro the Dragon. One of my favorites growing up.
Legends of Zelda? Not really.
Always Zelda.
Got into.
I am.
Sonic the Hedgehog I have played with friends. Mario's getting a cartoon anime movie by Illumination.
Despicable Me Tier 1 and Despicable Me.
Lorax and Despicable Me. Let's see how they go. As long as they don't turn Mario into a princess, they should be fine.
We don't mess it up because Despicable Me finally went downhill after 2.
Mario's got one princess in there, and that's Princess Peach. So
Peach. I'm pointing out that I mess it up. Illumination One Studio is very mixed.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, but I am.
You know, we've been over 2 hours. We're 1 hour 7 minutes. Damn time flies.
Yeah, we are slowly reaching the 2 hour mark, but I'm not worried about that.
Don't mind me. I don't know. I woke up early this morning, Sonic anyway, so don't worry about me. I'll be fine. But Mario getting a cartoon anime.
Speaking of DLC, I did play Doom Eternal DLC I made before, and this DLC was awesome. I mean, holy shit, that fan of Doom, you love the DLC. You expand more on the lore of Doom, and it's very, very interesting where the part 1 ends. Like, you get to fight the devil in Doom Eternal in part 1. Well, sort of. There's some in part 2. And I'm very intrigued about that. Doom Guy versus the devil. That's gonna be an amazing fight.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's cool.
But as far as a new game coming out, I'm hoping to Cyber 2077 hopefully this year if it doesn't get delayed again. Because Cyber 2077 will typically come out this year. And that game, I'm looking forward to more because 1, you have Kelly's in it, Johnny Silverman. 2, it looks awesome. 3, you see Project Ram, my favorite developers. And I am set for that game. I want that to do it. It looks amazing. Wait, never. I know Cyberpunk 2077. Hey, Wolf?
What?
Are you excited with Cyberpunk 2077?
Not really interested in it. Most of the American-based video games I don't really find all that interesting to me nowadays. I just don't find them all that interesting. It depends on what I find. What was it? Me and my brother bought a what was it? He bought
PS5.
No, he's not buying a PS5. I'm not. He bought Cobra Kai for the PS4.
It's also available.
That a game?
And I thought
Cobra Kai was a show.
It's a game. They made a game for the Cobra Kai. They made a video game for the show that's a beat 'em up, and me and him played that a bit, and that was hilarious and good times. Talking because they gave the characters super moves, like everybody from Cobra Kai shoots fire out of their legs and arms, like Street Fighter.
Of what I've seen,
the Miyagi-Do kids
of what I've seen of
use
the
ice powers.
walkthrough of the game, it looks a little bit similar to like Streets of Rage
or Street Fighter.
Yeah, very much like Streets of Rage. I do like the enemies in the game are what made my brother laugh the most, is because it's like you're fighting preppy guys, you're fighting soccer moms, all these other random things, random enemies, and it's like, this is hilarious. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is actually kind of funny. And it's enjoyable too. It's not bad for a modern beat 'em up. It's pretty good. The only game that there's two games that are coming out. It's also for the Wii U. Wait, what?
It seems they're
Wii U
hasn't
made new games in like
I
years.
don't mind that. It's good to see.
I didn't even know. I'm pretty positive that Nintendo closed down the Wii U. They stopped supporting it like about a year ago or so. I don't even think you can buy anything for them anymore. I think their Nintendo shop is down and everything, so this is news to me. Maybe this is an older game that they recently just re-released. I don't know. Games that are coming out right now. Trails of Cold Steel 4 just came out in October. I've seen plenty of trailers for Rune Factory 5, and I need to wait till next year probably to get that, and that makes me sad. I'm very, very sad about that. I have to wait. Although the Japanese are going to be getting it this March. Lucky bastards.
Yes, they get a lot of things earlier than us in the Western world.
Well,
at least they get...
I mean, there's going to be another... Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say there's going to be another... it's a game that's supposed to connect with Trails of Cold Steel. It's not called Trails of Cold Steel, but it's from the same story, and they're going to be tying up loose ends for that game. That's already out in Japan, and that one... Well, I think the Japanese title is called Hajime no Kiseki, I believe is what it's called. But Legend of Heroes game, and that one's supposed to come out. What?
Oh, sorry to interrupt. You know My Hero 3?
About No More Heroes.
I think you like.
I'm not talking about that.
Sorry.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn off my camera. You see this character here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, I'm talking about a game that this character is from.
I know what game is from.
By the name of Rune. It is called The Legend of Heroes.
It's about a game he's talking.
Trails of Cold Steel.
Okay.
Oh, that. Gotcha.
Hold on. Yeah, let's see. Wait. I can pop up images. If
that'll be fun. Be nice.
Yeah. Try to
give some promotion for the game.
Can I share my screen? I can.
Someone.
I could share my screen.
Yeah. Try to share screen his stuff.
Share screen. Find a way.
There, I'm sharing my screen. Can people see it?
Certainly can. There we go.
Yeah, it's loading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I see.
Okay, so. Yeah, this is by far right now my favorite JRPG I have ever played.
Ooh,
in recent memory.
I like the costume for it.
The costume looks pretty cool.
Yeah, these characters, by the way, are amazing. I have no complaints. I love all of them. Every single one of them are a joy to have around. I come from the old, kind of like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, but in recent years, I've been so disappointed with Square Enix and how they've handled both franchises that I don't care about the games. They recently announced Final Fantasy 15. I could
16.
not give a shit less about Final Fantasy 15.
16.
Sorry, 16. I couldn't give a shit less. I played 15 and I hated 15.
Same.
I don't care about 16. But the Legend of Heroes series, which is made by Falcom.
I haven't even played Final Fantasy 7 yet. But
the remake is amazing. I love the remake.
Yeah,
I have started playing the Arden story in Final Fantasy 15. And that
story is very interesting.
the Legend
very confusing. 7, I love the remake of 7 amazing.
Yeah.
Right, the Arden story is sort of like meant to take place before sort of like the key story of Final Fantasy 15 itself. And
the anime movie.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting as to sort of like what happens to this character to become basically the villain he is within Final Fantasy 15. Even though
Arden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that DLC was very interesting. That DLC story you play the villain, very fascinating. Very interesting.
I never got far enough. I played the game but I rented the game for like a week. And one of the most popular videos on my channel is me ranting about Final Fantasy 15 and how much I freaking hate it.
Well, I'll say one.
So
for the game itself, I'd never actually played any Final Fantasy.
The fact that they had to patch,
but it was enough of something like from that era of Final Fantasy that I did actually enjoy. Yeah, it's not the best or the strongest of stories. I'll give it that, but it had some beautiful graphic details. So like certain areas that you went to. The characters could have been cleaned up a little bit more, but there was also a lot of things that were... Like when you first get the game, it's sort of like needed some more patches to clear some things up.
Yeah.
Like in the updates, and they did actually end up fixing it.
Yeah, I know. I know that like people were talking about all the DLC and all the stuff they added later that actually helped build up the characters more. I'm like, well, it's too little, too late. I already tried the default game and I hated it. So what makes you think I'm gonna go buy it?
I liked
and
what
get the DLC
they added to the supporting characters as well.
Yeah, Cyberpunk story was very interesting. Guardian story was okay, but the 3 arcade stories, amazing and awesome.
The Comrades was not the strongest.
Comrade was more multiplayer DLC. It made nothing.
And if anything, I ended up leaving that, and it's sort of like, I'd rather stick to the main game than this. And
I didn't find with Sans Creed. They had crossover with Sans Creed.
Oh, that was really good. I liked that.
Same.
I really liked what they did there, and even with that, Assassin's Creed in Origins grabbed something that was connected to the Final Fantasy universe and placed it.
Yeah, they did.
A location in Origins.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it was really needed, but
why?
They just chose
it
to
just
do
makes
that.
me hate. It just makes me hate Square Enix even more. Why would you do that to me? Or Ubisoft? It makes me hate both companies simultaneously at the same time.
Usually the card of
because I I mean, the last Final Fantasy thing that I tried out was the remake for 7. I haven't gotten back to it in a long time, but I tried the demo. I'm like, okay, this is good. The combat is good. Characters seem to be at least on par with what I was hoping for, and at least better than what I normally get from Final Fantasy 7, which is Emo Cloud, who hates everything and is so sad and depressed. I'm like, please, God, let it go. Let it go. Aerith is dead. We can't bring her back. We can't use a Phoenix down. Okay, bro, it's okay. She can stay dead. That's Advent Children just utterly ruined this character. But because when I heard about the Legend of Heroes series, because it's been out since the early 2000s, I think, what was it, 2005,
I think. 2004?
2010. Wait, no, 2000. I think it was around 2005 to 2007. Capcom made the first game of the series called Trails in the Sky, and basically what they've been doing is they've been building an entire continent. So Trails in the Sky happens on one part of the continent. They have 2 other games called Trails of Zero and Trails of Azure that take place in another part of the continent. And then Cold Steel takes place in another. And all of them are interconnected. So they've been building a world for the better part, probably almost 2 decades, that they've been working on tirelessly. They have lore, they have history. This is one of the first JRPGs where I actually am okay with reading the books and stories that they give you. I actually have been reading while playing through Trails of Cold Steel 2, I have been reading every single newspaper that the game gives me. Ooh. I go out, I buy this Imperial article, or I can't remember what the newspaper's name is, but I buy it every single time and I read it. The reason being is because in this game, it's propaganda. Because things have gone to shit and there's been a civil war happening this whole time, or it ramped up after the end of the first game. And basically the paper's been bought off to tell nothing but lies and bullshit. And I'm like, wow. Yep, I was a part of this event and that event and this event. And I'm like, you guys are full of it.
Well,
but they have their own like short stories and novels that they read out, which is also pretty cool. I haven't read any of them yet, and from what I understand of it, the company is actually giving hints of potential characters that are coming in the future. I'm like, so basically you're working on setting up more. I'm like, okay, that might actually mean it's worth reading all these books, because who knows what might come up later on.
What's the book after payoff? Essentially, like disappointing, like short material, like say, I don't know, like the Star Wars franchise. Oh wait, actually, what am I saying? Mandalorian, that's been fantastic. I saw it. Well, Squadrons was okay. I love Type. I love X-Wing. I grow with those games. Squadron, I played that game. It was very interesting story. Way better than Battlefront 2, the new one. But other than that, it was a good game. And that's about it. Sorry, Jordan, I will but continue.
No, it's fine. I was letting you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't recommend the Legend of Heroes series enough at this point, even though I haven't played all the games yet. But yeah. I'm in love. I'm in love. I've found a love for a JRPG franchise that isn't dog shit. I'm shocked by that. Or devolved into dog shit, and I'm surprised.
And that's only on PS4, isn't it? And PC, right?
I think so.
PS3,
well,
PS4,
Neo Kuni. No, that's a PC, PS4. I love Neo Kuni.
Okay, so at least as it stands right now, the first 3 Legend of Heroes that are involved in the Trails of the Sky arc are available on PC, so you can buy them on Steam. let's see, the 2 games in between you can't buy except for through Japan. There is an English patch, but they haven't officially translated the game.
Of course.
Which is disappointing because it's like I hear good things about what they refer to as the Crossbell arc. And Trails of Cold Steel is available, at least the first 2 are available on the Vita. They are available for the PS3. And all 4 games are available on Steam. And Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 are available on the PS4 as well as Steam. So you can get it pretty much anywhere. You have no excuse. Go and at least play Trails of Cold Steel.
Oh, I know Persona 4 going on the PC.
Persona 4. I tried to find that again. I don't know what happened, but every time when I type in Persona 4, it doesn't show up on my search result, and I don't know why.
I did enjoy Ghost of Tsushima on our PS4.
I love Ghost of Tsushima. That's one of my favorite games that came out this year.
I'm also wanting to play the Legends cool. stuff that they're doing as well, which is like a part of the
that. I hear that's good.
I think if they could really sort of like fix up that part of that Legends side of things, is that they need to bring in a way that you can actually save like the story in that, so you can play through the story that is in that Legends and be able to return to it whenever you want to.
Without starting over and over.
Yeah, and that actually gets annoying. I enjoy the game, and I also like that they've got this now, because I'd love to be able to say, go in and sort of like choose the assassin, go in, choose the Ronin, go in, choose the archer, go in,
choose the soldier,
choose the samurai.
Yeah.
And also sort of like follow the stories with those characters, and like, does it actually differ between them? And it would be nice if they did sort of like put a different story with each of those characters. And I think that
it was in Mana, right? Was it in Mana? I think that's the remake of it.
Even though in the main story that you do basically start off as a samurai that becomes an assassin.
Yeah, you go Ghost of Tsushima.
In Ghost of Tsushima.
Yep.
But when you go to the Legends, you're sort of like entering the spiritual realm.
Yeah, with actually multiplayer, technically speaking.
Yeah, and in it you sort of like go up against the Mongol demons, in other words, that come up against the Japanese on the island of Tsushima. And it's really good. It's really interesting. But I reckon if they were to, say, adapt 4 different stories for these 4 different casts, or not casts,
avatars.
The 4 different avatars that cover one, the samurai, and sort of like give that samurai its own personal ending.
Yeah.
Give the Ronin one, or the one that's like a Ronin, its own personal ending. Give the Archer one its own personal ending, and give the Assassin one its own personal ending. Now, I think that would build a lot more upon the lore within Ghost of Tsushima through Sucker Punch. But if they could bring in sort of like a save feature. Why? Because I'd love to be able to play through the game, be able to play through as, say, all 4 of these characters within each run, and see 4 different story endings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going up against these demons in each chapter and whatever else, and yes, the conditions do change, to which you have to change your tactics too. And of course, gain items. I think it would really improve upon the storytelling in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And in some ways, it sort of reminds me a little bit like the game Neo and Neo 2. Just of what I've seen in gameplay, I'd love to pick up both.
I tried Neo 2
PS4.
and I couldn't get it. I'm just dying over it. Nope. I'm done.
Because sort of like the way it addresses the spirituality of Japan.
Yeah.
And that's something that I sort of enjoy about some stories, that they do give you a bit of a history around like some of the spirituality or the spiritual beliefs in Japan, and they explore it, but they've adapted it to work with the game, but the game story is different to what it is in real life. But
yeah,
this is how these spiritual entities are working within this storyline.
Naturally.
Such as how in Ninja Gaiden you do actually go up against some spiritual entities.
Yep.
Alma being one, the
Ochi.
The Fiends.
Yeah, the Fiends, the Ochi.
Yep. And then there's like the alchemist type of thing, and
yeah, the work.
It really works in that aspect. Yeah, you've got like spiritual, physical type powers, but it's still fun to explore that.
I'm tired. Yeah, I get it, my Boomy. And honestly, at a free update, I did hear I know it's for free, so that's a bonus. I'm going down. I don't know. I was disappointed. Ghost of Tsushima DLC is far better. But speaking of games coming out the way this year, technically this month, I do know we're gonna Spider-Man My Life finally, because I'm so looking forward to that. Because My Life I made in the game so far. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that game. 7/27, I'm looking forward to that game. I'm to the game all year. And for PS5 getting concerned, I'm looking for God of War Ragnarok. I'm looking for that. Because I love God of War. Resident Evil 8, I'm looking forward to. Return to 1. Thoughts on that for PS5? Yeah, I got big abandoned. Wait, Nightwolf, what's your opinion on the new consoles? Nightwolf?
Let's see. Do I have opinions?
Yeah.
On the new consoles? The only thing I can think of is that I don't really care. I have no intention of buying either.
I'll wait until they drop in price.
Well, and the game's coming out.
That's the only thing I'm going to mention. I'll wait until they drop in price.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know of any games that are coming out for them that I care about right now. The only thing that was probably remotely interesting was the new stuff for the Spider-Man game, but
yep,
I don't like what they did to the character model.
Peter Parker. Yeah, that made me mad. Because what?
I'm like, why? Why would?
But people saying death threats to the moment, that pissed me off. Again, what the fuck?
Well.
I get people mad about the film, but death threats, seriously, fuck off, like biggie asshole. Like, leave it alone. Ugh.
I don't mind, you know.
Well, if you look at the PS5 Spider-Man game, it's the one that's got Miles Morales in it.
Yes.
So hopefully,
yeah. But they also, well, because the others, they are all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, well, you go ahead.
Hi, Wolf.
Hi, Wolf.
What? I was gonna let you go, but I'm here. I'm here.
Well, you
I haven't gone anywhere. You cut out a bit. What?
You say what you were going to say about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because they are relaunching the main game also on PlayStation 5, and why they redid the character model for Peter, I don't know. They made some dumb excuse, but I'm like, I don't like that. So I already have the first game, so why would I bother buying it again considering I prefer that character model over the new one? Because he looks way too baby-faced and childish. I'm like, he's
like Tom Holland. I think people do.
Yeah, and I don't care about that. I'm like really annoyed by that.
Yeah.
The fact that Miles is getting his own story portion, I'm like, that's fine. I don't really have anything negative or positive to say about it. I'm just not going to buy a PlayStation 5 to play it.
Yeah, PS4. I know
that's the only thing they have right now that even. It's the only thing they have right now that's even remotely interesting, and I don't care. If it comes out that like some of the other games that I actually care about that are coming out of Japan that are going to be on the PS5 and only on the PS5, then I might have to consider moving. But even then,
I know Deathloop's coming out for PS5.
Because here's the thing, right now, Sony is leaning pretty heavy into the Western market because it's the only market in which they have any form of sales. So, because keep in mind, this is Japan we're talking about, and most people don't buy consoles in Japan. They either own a computer or they're using their phone to play games. That's all. That's the money. That's where the money is for most Asian countries. They don't care about consoles very much anymore. So, at this current point in juncture, unless I see a bunch of Gundam games coming out on PS5 and they don't end up on Steam, or like the current Legend of Heroes games, unless I see them cropping up on the PS5 and nowhere else, I'm not buying it. That's my line in the sand.
What about sorry to interrupt, what about Xbox?
I haven't cared for Xbox since I bought a 360, so I haven't bought any other consoles since then. I hated their customer support. I dealt with their customer support for about a year with the 360, and then eventually what I did is I just sold my 360 with its broken disc tray, mind you, and bought a PS3. After it had dropped half in price, I'm like, you know what? This is the console for me. And I missed out on so many like role-playing games and whatnot on it, and I feel like I kicked myself every day because there were so many other games I could have been playing. Because let's be completely honest, the only thing that the Xbox has is Halo. That's the only thing they have, and even that's not exclusive to them. You can always go and buy it on your computer. You can buy it. Yeah, you can buy it on PC. So they really don't have anything that interests me at all. Getting a Batman game and Suicide Squad. I saw the Suicide Squad.
Moving live service can always fail. Stop doing live service garbage.
I mean,
the story was good, but the live service garbage we never did. I do like the story.
This is the reason why I don't trust Square Enix with a 10-foot pole.
Granted, did not just Square did on the more right. So Square and iOS, but they more live service.
Whenever they're involved, I have a red. Yeah, whenever Square Enix gets involved with any game, my red flag goes up. I'm like, this could end badly. It could end very badly. If it's a Final Fantasy title, I'm like, oh dear God, please make it stop. Square Enix does not like making video games. Okay, let's just make that perfectly and abundantly clear. At this point, they don't like making video games. They like making advertisements for video games more than actually making a game. That's all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I waited how many years for 15? They broken promises. At one point, it was supposed to be related to Final Fantasy 13. It was canceled, then uncanceled. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't see the forest through the trees, and they don't care. I can't even say they did a good job with Kingdom Hearts 3 because that game should have came out on the PS3, not on the PS4. Thanks, Square.
I found the PS4.
Dragon Quest is probably their only saving grace. I didn't like that I had to wait 10 years for that game. That was annoying. At that point, I stopped caring, and that's what you don't want to do. You had all the momentum after Kingdom Hearts 2 and some of the other extra games that you added. No Kingdom Hearts 3 on the PS3. When you actually had a player base that was large enough to probably support the game and make you money, and you didn't take advantage of it. Instead, you waited for the PS4, which has been your lowest selling console. Why? What were you thinking? I have the answer. You weren't thinking. You'd rather make convoluted bullshit that makes Kingdom Hearts unplayable. It makes no sense. Again, what wonderful use of time.
What about Dragon Quest franchise?
Dragon Quest? Uh-oh, we lost to Helium. Oh no, we're gonna have to run the show without him. Dragon Quest is probably one of those rare things that Square Enix can't screw up because it's not a mainline title for them. It's not Kingdom Hearts, and it's not Final Fantasy. They don't make enough money off Dragon Quest to make it late.
Yeah.
So when they make a new Dragon Quest game, except for, what was it? I think it was Dragon Quest X, which was a MMO, if I remember correctly.
I think an MMO.
Nobody got.
I don't, man. I never Dragon Quest.
Yeah, one of the Dragon Quest games was an MMO, which we never got. Yeah. That one we never got, but all the other Dragon Quest games seem to be well received. The problem is that they're not as popular as something like Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. That's why I highly doubt that they'd invest more time and energy into Dragon Quest.
Even though we got
if they're not willing to put any effort into like some of their other smaller franchises like Star Ocean, because the last Star Ocean game they made was garbage that nobody liked. I don't know anybody who approved of it.
Sorry about that. The net decided to crack the wobblies on this end. Just like it did on your end.
So yeah, and I was talking about Square Enix because
that's all right. That's all right. As long as the string kept going.
Yeah. Because I was talking about Star Ocean, which is also one of my favorite JRPG franchises that Square has chosen to ignore and botch. Because that was the funny thing. Because Square Enix did what was it? They did a survey a few years, like about 5 or 6 years back. I can't remember how far it was, and they asked the fan base, what do you guys want us to work on? What do you want us to focus on? What are your interests? And everybody pretty much told them, it's like, we want more Star Ocean. We want Final Fantasy Tactics to come back. At least those were my requests, and many others. It's like, we want actual good games. Remake for Final Fantasy VII. Get back on that shit, because we want it. Which we finally got, but it's now split into multiple games because you guys can't be bothered to freaking finish a game and release it in complete format. Why? I don't know. You're making the excuse that it's too big, and I'm calling bullshit. If other game companies can remake entire franchises like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, you have no excuse. Nope. Just stop delaying the shit and get it done. Thank you. But yeah, they've ruined They brought Star Ocean back, and it was a colossal failure. Thank you. It bombed, and I'm so disappointed that it bombed because it's like, okay, character designs look good, combat looks okay, no story whatsoever. Gee, that's what I go to for Star Ocean. Wait, assholes! No story, and also let's keep in mind that Star Ocean is a sci-fi based game where you're supposed to go to other planets. As far as I'm aware from what I've heard, you stay on the same planet the whole time. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
That's stupid. I'd rather go play Star Ocean 4. Thank you. And Star Ocean 4 had some really annoying characters, but I'd rather go back and play that.
Imagine the PS2 game, if I'm going to memory, then I can it's all a VR game, it's all bullshit.
Hmm?
You know,
What are you talking
the
about?
PS2 Star Ocean game.
Are you referring to Star Ocean 3? Where they went meta commentary?
Well, yeah,
Because it did that. Where it's like, oh,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
all a video game, by the way, guys. It's a video game within a video game.
Yeah,
That was actually funny. Considering the two Star Ocean games I played the most was Star Ocean 2 and 3, and I love those games. 4 probably has the best combat out of all the games currently. I don't care very much for the characters as much, but I would much rather play Star Ocean 4 than play 5 because I haven't even bought 5. That's how bad it is. I haven't even bought the game to know how bad it is. I just know what everyone else has said about it. I'm like, I'm so disappointed in you.
all potential and all.
Shame on you, Square Enix, for decapitating another franchise that you own. Congratulations. Does it any wonder why I've been...
Konami's dead.
Not Konami. This is why I've been driven to the arms of other companies. This is why I'd rather buy a Tales game, or why I'd rather go to Falcom and buy any of their titles. This is why. Because you wasted your potential. And you don't release anything on time.
Yeah.
It was actually there was one thing that was kind of funny that I had learned for this Final Fantasy VII remake, is that Red 13 is not playable in the first half of the game. I'm like, wait, hold on, what? I know we have to wait for the second half, but I can't play one of my all-time favorite characters in Final Fantasy VII. I can't put him in my party to play with him. Why have you done this to me? I'm so sad. I know he'll only be in the game for like maybe an hour or less, but I want to play Red 13, goddammit. He was one of my top party members. I used 13 and Vincent all the goddamn time because they were my favorites.
Vincent is something really cool. I'm very sure we're going to promise that we made a sequel. I'm very sure we're sort of going to continue where we left off because, oh boy, they pull a lot of crazy stuff in the Final Fantasy VII remake and it goes freaking insane. Confusing, but freaking nuts and awesome. It's banging stuff off because
the remake The remake is solid, at least from what I've played.
I played all the remake. It was awesome.
Was probably some of the funniest things that happened was all of the complaints about Tifa and whatnot. That was probably the most fun I've had in ages. I'm like, the internet gets mad at everything, and normally none of it is justified.
Yeah, the internet.
My rage for Square Enix is justified. At least my rage for Square Enix is justified. What's your excuse for complaining about Tifa's cup size? Dear God.
Yeah, I don't get
it. Better job.
Yeah, people, move on. Stop complaining bullshit.
It was funny for about a day, and then... Yeah. It was funny. I'm like... When I saw the character silhouette and whatnot, I'm like, if we were to black out this character and black out the old models of Tifa, would we be able to tell the difference?
No.
What do I think of the Avengers game?
Never played it.
I have no opinion on it because I've never played it.
Never played it. Never really interested me. Gameplay.
Hang on a sec.
Actually, you know what? I want to answer Michael Brent's other question of, do I think they're going to make a Kingdom Hearts game with the PlayStation 5? Actually, no. What's going to happen is we're going to wait for the PlayStation 6. Okay? Okay, Michael? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight with you, man.
Like, the next Kingdom Hearts game will probably come out when the PlayStation 16 comes out.
Well...
Yeah, I'm just gonna lower his expectations right now. It's like, trust me, Michael. The Kingdom Hearts 4 will probably never happen in our lifetime. It'll probably take 30 years to make, and by then
30 years
we'll
later,
be too old to care.
Yeah.
Because I know the pattern for Square Enix. Like Final Fantasy 12 took 5 years to develop. 13 took 10. 14 took over 20. At this point, by process of elimination. Oh, sorry. 14. I'm not even going to count 14. I meant 15.
Yeah, 15.
15 took over 10 years to make. By process of elimination of how Square operates, it's going to take probably 20 to 30 years before we see it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest. Because unless they decide, the only way that this changes is if the company gets bankrupt or they get bought out by somebody else and they completely shift.
No. EA fuck them up.
Which I don't think will.
I wouldn't mind playing the latest Sorta Online game that they've got. It actually looks like it might be a little bit more simpler than the Sorta Online Fatal Bullet.
Yeah.
Run and game.
I'd much rather play one of those games.
And hopefully it works a little bit better so you can actually, if you want to operate two weapons, you can operate two weapons. Such as having a gun and a sword.
God damn it.
Fight. I find that in the one that I'm playing right now, it's sort of like, right, I want to be able to use these things, but how long until I get to bloody use it? Why do I have to go through this many hoops just to get to this? It's just not necessary.
It's super complicated, it sounds super confusing.
Yeah, and in that case, I'd rather be watching the animated series.
Yeah, with the animated, I can understand follow.
Playing through the bloody game.
The SAO games are about
the latest video game. It actually looks like you do get to do that stuff, and you can sort of like work it the way you want to work it.
The SAO games, from what the one thing I always am prepared for with the SAO games, though I haven't played any of them, is one, I know that mostly it's going to just be a visual novel. That's what I'm aware of. I know that I'm going in it knowing full well that most of the gameplay is going to just be you sitting in front of a screen listening to the character talk.
Wow, how boring.
Is okay, but
I have sort of.
I was going to say, I play Fate Grand Order on my phone. Yeah, I was just pointing out. I play Fate Grand Order on my phone, like a lot, and that's mostly a visual novel. So it's like, do you think I'm going to pay? And that's a free-to-play game. You think I'm going to pay full price for a game that I'm going to be just reading dialogue more than playing the game? I don't know about that.
If I want to do that, I'll play Ace Attorney. I'll play that instead.
Yeah.
Because that is still I can follow.
Or No Game No Life.
I want SAO. SAO I prefer more than No Game No Life, because SAO I can understand. No Game No Life, I never watched the anime, so I have no comment whatsoever.
I've never heard
you mention the tuner games. Never heard of them.
I know about them, but I've never played them. I kind of know what they are. I've seen images, but aside from that, I don't know anything about them.
Well,
but Nintendo is doing really well.
No,
I will admit that. Nintendo's doing great.
We'll be reaching a new comic book day soon.
Yeah, can't wait. Oh wait, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do want to the Avengers game a sec, and as I mentioned before, DLC I did hear got delayed to 2021. Which means this game is gonna be completely dead in, if I get my calculator correct, probably in 2021. Because during the DLC,
might as well just use it as a
game.
Yep.
Sorry.
Just use it as a paperweight at this point. That's all it's.
Well,
Use
are
him as a
there any
coaster.
new comics that you're looking forward to coming this new comic book day?
I don't know what's coming out. I have no.
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything that's coming out right now.
Well, I know what's on my list.
I can't say that I'm aware. Aside from DC Future State, I don't know
I
much.
would like to.
Although I saw some of the covers for DC Future State and some of the stories. I'm like, okay, those looks kind of interesting. I might buy
The Wally
that,
West would
but
piss
we'll
me
see
off
what
because
happens.
what the fuck is on the Wally? Why am I getting possessed by one of the 400 of the apocalypse? Ugh.
Actually,
Yeah,
if they
Wally just
really
can't catch a
wanted
break.
to
Let's
sort
just
of
be
like
real.
make it work for him becoming a villain, how about they make it, say, another Wally of another universe?
That's not a bad idea. I'll be all for that.
Instead of having it being the main Wally of the DC universe, I think
Again?
that would actually be better.
Yeah.
So therefore, the key one still remains untouched. Like, especially with all of the development that they've done to redeem the character. But if they can make this, say, of a Wally West of a different multiverse,
A different timeline.
I'd have no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have no problem with that at all. And I'd actually like to collect this future state stuff, because if there is anything that is going to be fool's gold in it, okay, I'm going to point out, this is trash, this is trash, this is trash. Don't bother picking it up.
Yeah.
This is all right. This is here.
This is okay. This is good.
Yeah.
The one food gog in that we just superhero actually that'd be a abomination with that Bendis crap.
Yeah.
The John Kent one. It looks interesting, but I don't want to do John Kent like buying on City got like Brainiac. Kind of like Benny Red Sun Superman. Why did they my baby cat into Red Sun Superman? Like buying on City on Jen Superman? I don't want that to happen to John.
Well, of some of the comics that are coming out this week, we've got finally the last issue, which Bendis is leaving, Young Justice issue 20.
Oh, thank God! The nightmare's over.
Woo!
Woo! So wait.
Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Hush.
That looks interesting. I'll probably check that one out.
Batman Adventures Continued. Now, this is just some of the stuff that's on my list.
Yeah, the anime series.
Justice League. Now, this is the Death Metal tie-in.
That's been interesting. I read Death Metal. It's been so far very awesome. Confusing, but very interesting.
It's got some good as well as some hit and miss issues.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I'll say one thing. They're not being reviewed on the channel.
I tried reading Death Metal. I'm reading the main series. I mean, some of the tie-ins, but I skipped Robin King. Robin King was not that great. New God was very meta. I mean, super meta.
In regards to some indie comics that I'll be getting this week, the Stranger Things D&D crossover.
Wait,
that should be interesting.
How does that work?
I guess you'll find out when you read it. So that's going to be really good. But Stranger Things does deal with D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, because the story sort of begins with Dungeons and Dragons at the beginning of the story. Then you've got Firepower, issue 5. Been a really good run so far. Worth the pickup. It's an indie.
Ooh! This is Dead Planet! Issue 5!
Yep, Deceased, Dead Planet. That's also in my list. Also in...
I'm trying to screenshot.
Alright, Marvel Comics that I'll be getting. The ASM 51 Last Remains. That one. Miles Morales. Now, I understand that this is going to be the last issue of this one.
It is? That's a shock.
Yeah. And of the... Well, yeah, it's going to be the last issue of the one by Saladin Ahmed.
Yeah. Find it. Here it is.
Yeah.
That is my most anticipated comic to come out this week. Because I bought for to see if it's my favorite DC zombie story ever. Because holy shit, issue 4, amazing, fantastic. I mean, that could be with Darkseid. I didn't see that one coming. I'm very sure of issue 5.
All right. Some of the trades that are coming out this week that I'll be getting will be the Terminus Agenda. As much as I dislike what they've done with Damian Wayne,
Same.
In this, they really need to get this character back on hero track.
Yeah.
And Bruce needs to be a bloody father.
Same with Superman.
Yes.
Because both Johns and
we
Damon
need our Super Sons back. We need our Super Sons back.
Indeed. Yep. Like, give me Super Sons, damn it.
Another trade that I'll be getting this week will be Hidden Society.
Never heard of it.
It's an indie trade. I'm going to have quite a bit of manga this week as well. So, in regards to manga that I'll be getting, Black Clover, Volume 23, Dr. Stone, Volume 14, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, Volume 8, Radiant, Volume 12. I did get 13 recently, but I noticed that I was missing this volume. It's a good thing I've paid for it, and it's set aside to be sent out with my next haul, which will be sent out to me. Demon Slayer, Volume 18. This is starting to reach the end of the run, or slowly reaching the end of the run. That's in the English for us, but overseas, this series is just blowing waves. Yeah, it is just outselling, not only in the English, but it's also outselling in the Japanese.
Nice.
Of what I have.
Any coming out Marvel Comics?
I'm not picking up anything Marvel in, say, the trades, but the only thing I'm getting in Marvel Comics, I'm getting the ASM and the Miles Morales. Of course, I'm getting Strange Academy, but that's not out this week. I am waiting for the trade for that to come out.
I know X-Men coming out. X Swords, chapter. I forgot what chapter I told you.
Another manga that I'm getting is Promised Neverland, Volume 17. Looking forward to reading more of that. It's been a really good manga to read through. And Samurai 8, Volume 4.
Oh, Nightwolf. What kind of
that was canceled?
I think there's one more volume after that one, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
And
that was kind of sad. The creator of Naruto.
Yeah, he had a go at basically doing his own
couldn't quite make
cyberpunk type story. I'll give him this. I'll give him a B for at least having a go. Even though it didn't go as far as he wanted it to go, at least he put in some effort to have a try in the genre. It wasn't strong, it didn't get all that it needed. Another one that I wouldn't mind getting that I also enjoyed, also very short-lived, was Tokyo Shinobi Squad. And I think that ended up with about
some of that
4 volumes.
That's unfortunate.
I know, and it had a lot of potential, but it felt like where the writer was going with the story, it was basically, you're a ninja, you're trying to help a kid find his father. So it's really interesting in that. And in it, there's like the importance of scrolls, to which the scrolls give sort of like characters' abilities
Interesting.
that they've obtained. And apparently this kid has a very important scroll on him. So a scroll of great value. And it's a pity that it was only short-lived. But I hope the writer is able to sort of like bring back the series in some way, or even bring in something from that series into his next.
You mean kind of crossover? Or continue
Yeah.
to show the left off?
Yeah, like try to find a way to continue the series, but through another series that might gain a little more popularity.
Gotcha.
So he might be able to continue the story as a side story, like in the novels. And this is something that Bisco Hattori sort of did in Uran High School Host Club. She actually had a bit of a side story, to which I also enjoyed.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the manga.
I kind of looked around on the Shonen Jump app a bit for some mangas to potentially read, but I haven't read anything yet. But I did see one called Kaiju, and I was like, ooh, this might be interesting.
Oh, that's Kaiju number 8. It is getting quite a bit of attention on YouTube. A number of channels have been covering it.
Nice.
It looks really good. It reminds me a little bit like a Viz version attempt of Attack on Titan.
Wait, it's Attack on Titan, but with Godzilla? Okay.
Almost.
Yep.
Almost.
I just noticed this other one. This is something called Moriarty the Patriot. This looks kind of interesting. What? The untold story of Sherlock Holmes' greatest rival, Moriarty.
Yes. Moriarty the Patriot.
That looks interesting.
Sure.
I might read that.
I'm a bit unsure if I want to pick that up myself.
I don't want to check that out. I'm more of a Sherlock Holmes than the villain.
I think it might have started getting an anime as well, which is okay, how long has this series been running in Japan for it to get an anime?
I have no idea.
If I were to rough guess, it might be covering the first 6 volumes. That it's gained attention. Okay, we want this thing to have an anime. Get it up. And yeah, there are some people who do actually like the character of Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes. Why? Because he's Sherlock Holmes.
He's great enemy.
Yeah.
Well, because we're talking about like Batman. Batman's greatest enemy is the Joker, right? It's the one that everybody knows and loves. Moriarty is Sherlock Holmes' arch enemy. So if we wanted to do a story of like from Moriarty, if we wanted to do a story from like Moriarty's perspective, like because he's just as intelligent as Sherlock Holmes and just as deadly. So I would love to read stories from Moriarty's perspective of how he does things. Because we're talking about the guy who can actually beat Sherlock Holmes. Or at least someone intellectual equal. Because you normally just see the Sherlock Holmes side of the story. If this is a manga covering Moriarty, I'm actually okay with that. I'd love to read that. I just saw it. I was just like, oh, I'll pop up the Shonen Jump app and see what's on there. Because there was some stuff that I was thinking of reading. I just haven't gotten
around to doing it yet.
But
well, until then,
that sounds like something. What?
Sorry.
Of course, there's also this that I just got this week, or last week technically. So I'll have to read that at some point.
Well. Might begin to end the show. We're slowly approaching the 3-hour mark. This is probably
I need to go to bed.
Starting to reach the 3-hour mark. Probably one of the longest streams that I've had. Thanks for both being able to make it, and also thanks to Englandine as well, who came and left. It was nice to have him as a guest as well.
He's doing his own stream right now.
So I think after this stream, I'll have to remember to include links to your channels. So I'll fix that up afterwards. So because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get any guests on the channel or not. But I'm glad to, and a big thanks to all who made it, including within the comments, such as Michael Brand, Eric Breen, Ed Brewer. Did I miss anyone?
Dragon Majesty.
Yeah, Dragon Majesty. We can't forget Dragon Majesty.
Yep. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
I think that was everybody.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Well, you might as well show yourselves.
Yep.
What?
You could probably use your
show myself.
Show your channels. Show your channels.
Yeah. All right, I'll go first. You can follow me to Tevya Smolkas. Got my big man Twitter. Or to follow me on Twitch. Stay tuned with my video to see that plan issue 5 tomorrow. I will be reviewing that issue that in my motive to come out this week. I will try to be done justice if I can because oh god, that's a painful. We don't want to read that book. Oh, that'll be a fun rant. I'm in torture. Thank God it's the last issue. Then that is over. Tomorrow, Marvel Wednesday. So after the election. As for everything else, I'll try to film my let's play on Ghost Wild. Ghost Runner. I'll try to finish that my playthrough if I can. If I can't finish it, then fuck it. I'll just drop it, figure something out to finish. If any else on my channel, I think that's about it. That's all I got. After the election, we'll cover the election. Ha! No, I'm not gonna cover politics. I'm done politics with that bullshit. So, like, cut that shit out. And that's all I got.
Well,
yep. Well, you can find my channel, Nightwolf Plays. I streamed a couple times of Genshin Impact lately. I've got some videos of that I'm going to be editing in the next couple days. Hopefully I can get some of those out. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter too at Nightwolf Games. So if you want to follow me, you're free to. If you want to check out my stuff, feel free. I don't do much comic book stuff anymore because I can't afford comics and I don't care as much about comics as I used to. So I just don't like the discussion as much as I used to, except for with you guys. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I will come back at some point, but for now, it's mostly just games, anime, and manga. So if you like that stuff, hey, come on down. I'll do my best to entertain you.
And of course, I'm Healing29. You can find me, of course, on this channel, to which I cover Rainbow Press and comics, Joker's Wild. But I'm gonna have to, I think, change the layout on that for the thing of the Joker's Wild. So that's something that's sort of planned. Of course, Super Sons, Fortress of Attitude.
Yep.
To which we're going to have to get around to doing again.
Yeah, we keep forgetting about that. We videoed our other stuff.
Yeah. So it'll be nice to catch up with doing some more Super Sons related stuff.
Yep.
But in regards to some videos that will be going up this week, and also some videos that I'm going to have to get out of the way. Of course, I'll be having some Fool's Gold videos coming up within the week, to which I'll have to take care ASAP. Tomorrow I've got a comic trade and manga haul video going up, so keep an eye out on that. After that, I have a joint manga review, to which it gave me problems uploading it. Oh gosh, it was a pain in the bum that I had to do the video again for the joint manga review, which is actually on Naruto and Hunter x Hunter.
Nice.
And one good thing about it is, yay, it's finally the end of Naruto, or reading through Naruto.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
And at least I get to go on hiatus on Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Why? Because
But then once you're done with Naruto, then you have to move over to Boruto. Then you'll have
that's the
even
thing.
more
At least I get to go on hiatus on Hunter x Hunter, because I cover, what is it, volumes 17 to 36. And also I rate the arcs in between in it. So you'll get to see that too. My first video for it was about 10 minutes long, but due to complications, that video ended up going whoop-de-doo amongst the catastrophe and internet problems, and I had to redo it over again. Managed to do the next one, which is about under 7 minutes in length. So yeah, I'm a bit upset about it, but it is what it is. But until then, let's keep it colourful. And if you've made it to the end of the stream, you are awesome.
Yep. Bye.